Runaway robot.
Yes. Okay. So welcome to DieFall episode 7. I honestly can't believe we've made it this far. It's kind of incredible. Yeah. So, tonight, Vathan / Latana won't be able to join us. He's got family stuff to do. It's fine. It's whatever. It made it hard for me to do all the cameras today. But you know what? We're okay. We're gonna make it work. So our heroes, as of last episode, made it to the city of Erdrick, where Ignas, one of our heroes, is a relatively well-known figure there, royalty. His father is the Duke of said city. Erdrick lies within this mountain range known as the Spine, which is at the north end of the world. Actually, I have something hopefully to show you guys. Let me make sure that all of this is not shitty. But I've been playing around with a little bit of the world map, if you guys were around to see some of that. So it might help you to figure out where you are in said world. So so there's a nice, pretty little world map here. Hopefully I set it up correctly, and I'll put it up on the screen for everyone else to see here. Yep, there you go. So this is kind of the journey that you guys have taken thus far. Damn. So our heroes started in Sparrow's Crossing within this woods here, known as the Silver Pine Forest. For some reason, my cameras are still wrong here, so fixing that. And then they proceeded northwards. Through not necessarily on the dotted lines. They spent some time in the woods, met up with an elf tribe, and then found a smuggler's passageway that led through the mountains underneath them to the city of Erdrick for a various amount of time. If you guys missed any of that, it's all up on our YouTube channels, either mine or at literally anyone's. I'm still sitting here fixing this shit. I can't believe it. Anyways, at least they're all the right size this time as I move the whole frame. So now our heroes have finally made it to the city of Erdrick. Erdrick is a major metropolis, a mining center, a city of many different races and many different types of people. And that happens to be ruled by Ignas's father. So Ignas himself is actually Viscount Ignarius whatever, Erdrick the Fourth, I think is your full name.
I love it.
So there you go.
Lord Fennybottom.
Esquire. Junior, senior. But so they've made it there. At the end of our last episode, they had arrived at the estate, the Erdrick estate of the Duke, at the top of the 3 rings that divide this city, and basically had been instructed by the various goblin servants, the head of household servants, that they're gross and they need to go take a bath. So that's kind of the area that we left off that there. So that's where we're at. I believe you guys were following what's his name that I can't Krull. He's the head of household. He's a little old goblin man who tries to make the best that he can with his old bones. And he was leading you guys towards the bathhouse there on the estate. After some of the servants had taken your things to your various rooms that you've been commissioned, assigned, whatever, by the head of household, the housekeeper Cassie. Another oldish goblin. So in the city of Erdrick, they basically put into servitude, indentured servitude, and/or slavery the various grayskins. So orcs, goblins, trolls, ogres, etc. It is. Erdrick is not necessarily the most stand-up place. Desdin might not know that, but Ignas definitely would, and McSwiggins might have known in passing. It's a large metropolitan city. McSwiggins probably knows a little bit about Erdrick. Vathan, he's not here, but he would also know a little bit about it just for having been alive for so long. He would know. The slave labor is widely used in Erdrick because it is a mainly mining population, and the nobles and the households of said nobles in Erdrick aren't going to do the mining themselves, and they don't want to pay people, so they buy things and use things. That's kind of the class system that they have going on there. So
Yeah, I mean, we want things to get done, but we don't want to have to pay people for it. How can we make that happen?
Right. That's kind of how it is. So with that being said, we kind of come back down into where our heroes are walking through the corridors of this vast mansion estate, being led by the small gnome Krull. As you guys proceed inward, noticing the finery of the white marble all over the place. Marble columns, the floors are marble, fine tapestries line the walls, depicting either various battles or mining operations or the founding of Erdrick as shown, or the history is always shown by the victor, so by Ignas's great-great-great-grandparent, grandfather, who would have founded the city of Erdrick. So those kind of things. As you continue on, like there's a large library within the household. There's a music room where there's a couple of servants that are like playing softly on the piano or something like that. And it seems there's some visiting dignitaries that happen to be in the room. Krull doesn't necessarily let you guys stop because you're not very presentable at this point in time, so he's kind of ushering you guys along quickly. But you notice these as you go. There's also what seems to be a trophy room. But it looks like it's housing, and if you guys ask, Krull would tell you that it houses various gifts from dignitaries from different cities around the world, or from the companies that exist within the city, the various nobles looking for favor with the Duke or some of the High Lords. Most of that kind of artifactual or gift stuff is housed in this room. And so you proceed onwards. He leads you out into a courtyard, and then out to a bathhouse, past the outdoor or the kitchen area where you can smell whatever various dinner food is being cooked. And he ushers you guys into the bathhouse there. Do you guys discuss anything on your walk over there? Do you have any questions? What's up? How you doing?
On our way past the tapestries, I glance over and I say to Ignas, "Huh, is that a relative of yours there?"
Which particular tapestry?
Oh, I'm sorry. The founding by your great.
Yeah, let's say it's the founding. It's the ribbon cutting of the city of Erdrick.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I imagine so, but that would be long, long before any of us were born. Perhaps even Vathan.
Yeah, but he still kind of has your what's the word? Arrogance. And then I grab it with my muddy hand and just kind of, yeah, he's definitely related to you.
Krull, noticing that you've kind of paused a little bit, immediately turns around and rushes over to you and goes, Master Dwarf, I don't believe your hands need to be on the tapestry. And he kind of shoves you as his little goblin hands and feet can push you along. He doesn't seem to, he's not taking, you don't see him take note of your comment about the family, but he is very concerned about your blood-soaked hands on the various finery within the mansion.
All right.
Just as a fair warning, if you happen to do anything that gets you thrown out, I'm going to assume that means you don't want to stay here.
I'm just watching the back and forth.
I think that we can gladly put you up at any number of fine inns and houses of rest anywhere in the city.
Oh no, your bed'll do just nicely.
Ha ha ha. And I'm not laughing, cool. I'm just saying ha ha ha.
Good. So anything else, Desdin? Do you take note of anything in the room? Or in the various rooms, or anything at all? Or you kind of just heading forward?
Gonna be honest, I wasn't really listening. So.
Oh, okay. Sure. Yeah. Okay.
Can I make a perception check to see if I notice anything?
Actually, yeah. I
want there's an encounter in the house.
I want you to no.
Roll a perception check.
You guys keep touching stuff with your bloody hands, and you might have one with this guy Krull here. He's not going to take kindly to any of that. Yeah, you know what? Go ahead and roll a perception check for me here. I actually have. Let's see what you roll.
All right, 1 sec. Okay, ready.
Yeah, let me make sure all of this is set up.
Oh, brother.
An 11. So as you as you walk by the quote-unquote trophy room, the presence of the dignitaries that are kept within the Manor household as a way of showing off the wealth and finery that the Erdrick household has. You glance inside as you've glanced inside the previous ones, but you notice a small, maybe a fist and a half size orb, kind of on a 3-prong pedestal that happens to be well lit by some of the various candles and braziers in the skylight in the room, and it just catches your eye. It's pretty.
Okay.
Cool. So
Hey,
I suppose
get out of here.
get the cat out of here. No cats.
She does what she wants.
And then a cat runs across the room and immediately gets squashed.
No,
that's too bad. That's too bad.
Shield your ears.
Shield your eyes. So you guys continue onwards. Let's say you've made note, and you head to the bathhouse. As you're crossing the courtyard, there's a guard, not necessarily ones that you've seen before. Ignis, you don't really remember his name. He's dressed a little bit less nicely than the ones that were outside, so not like full plate or anything like that, but he seems to be a house guard. He comes up and he whispers something in Krull's ear, and Krull turns around kind of quizzically and looks back at Vathan, and he says, "Oh, Master Elf, you've been summoned away, I believe. There's a visitor here from Sparrow's Crossing. I'm not sure what this is all about, but please follow this young man here, and he will take you to him." So Vathan acquiesces and follows the house soldier away.
I think he's writing him out of the story.
Maybe, but you could also find out. That's up to you. So, yeah. Anyway, so you proceed onwards to the bathhouse if you so choose.
Yeah, I go straight to the bathhouse. I am.
Krull is adamant about you guys going, so
Yeah.
I believe you guys probably end up there. So you arrive, and again, it's the same story that's been told throughout the entirety of the household, right? All of it is fine white marble. The bath, you can see the steam rising off, fresh water being pumped in from some source from somewhere. Ignis, you would know. A lot of Erdrick is not just magically driven, but very much mechanically driven. So you guys, you do have the benefits of having a boiler room and benefits of having running water within your household.
Are we tapping a volcano?
At this point in time, no. It's all because you're a mining town. It's very coal based.
Right.
A lot of the you could tell from a lot of the smog and smoke down in the lower city is definitely
global warming.
Well, maybe. It's yet to be seen. There are various researchers within the country that might be researching this thing, and maybe Erdrick is a contributor to that. But magic's a thing in this world, so it's not necessarily the most threatening thing when you can just dispel it away if it becomes a problem. So regardless, so you know how this is all heated and whatever, but for Desdin and for McSwiggins especially, this is incredible. It's at that point in time, like, technology becomes magic at a certain point in time, even in a world that exists with magic. So yes, you've approached. Krull gestures over to some wood benches, and he says, "Please, you may place your things here. I will have Cassie and the girls pick them up and maybe fix them for you." He looks expectantly about you guys removing your clothing. Take that how you will.
I immediately get naked.
Which isn't hard for you, because I think you're just wearing pants.
Yeah, I am.
So you pants. You have your backpack on your bare body, and your pants, and your big ass axe and some javelins, right?
No worry.
So so all of that just clatters to the floor, right? You just drop it, and I guess you just drop trow and kick your boots off and walk on in, huh?
Yep, I toss my pants to Krull.
Good.
Right.
Krull, he goes, "Oh," and and he's not very excited about it, and he tosses them away into a hamper, rather deftly for an old goblin.
I'll do the same, but like very deliberately fold my clothes neatly.
Sure.
Before setting
I'll
them
do
down.
the same, but polite.
Yeah. So you've already had your stuff taken by the boys Cull and Slew, the two orc servants. So most of your stuff is already in your room. But you remove your leather armor carefully, and you fold up your underpieces and stuff like that, and place your various accoutrements on the benches there.
Good word.
And yeah, and I suppose you proceed on to the bath. I'm assuming McSwiggins also proceeds into the bath.
Yeah.
Yep, and Desdin as well.
Yeah. I'll strip naked. And
Sure.
Kind of. I don't fold my clothes. I just wad them up.
Well, I mean, we've discussed this before. You're essentially wearing monk's robes that have deteriorated themselves into rags based on your journeys and travels. You have picked up nothing. You've lived a very Spartan life on your journey northward. So yeah, you take off the rags of your body and toss them to the side. Very, very quickly revealing, and Krull pauses for a moment as he takes the wadded monk's robes from you, and he examines your mostly fresh tattoo that resembles the blue dragon scales and the large dragon head across your chest. That was your gift at that point in time. And he goes, "Oh, well, that's curious." And he says it softly. He says it more out of he's not going to ask you. His politeness in his society would deem that he does not ask you anything, especially as a guest. But in seeing it, he's in a little bit of awe and shock that it's something he's never seen before, and you can tell that pretty readily. But he quickly composes himself, grabs your things, and he says, "Oh, please, gentlemen, enjoy. I will send the girls to come fetch you when dinner is ready." And so I assume you all enter the bath there.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, proper protocol and all that.
Yep. So you guys enter the bath, and it's warm. It feels good. It's salted, so you feel your muscles relaxing almost immediately as you walk.
Wait. Is this a proper hot spring type bath?
A proper hot. It's not an actual hot spring, but it is a manufactured hot spring.
Okay, because here's the thing. If that's the case, then what you are meant to do is wash yourself down first, and then get in.
You can do it however you want.
Well, that's.
You want to sponge off?
Because then you are not soaking in old blood and gore.
Sure, sponge off then.
So, yeah, I'm just gonna sponge.
There's a bucket to the side with some water. It's chilly, and there's some sponges and cloths provided.
And
Chili
the
my
dwarf just
blood.
jumps
It's
in.
invigorating. Makes the
I
bath
missed
feel
that.
all the better.
I missed that, Desdin. What was that?
Oh, I just said the dwarf just jumps in.
Yeah. Does he? Does McSwiggins just jump into the bath?
Oh yeah.
Okay, he's in there. There's blood and gore that just pools off of his body because he doesn't wear clothes. So the blood that has been caked onto him for like a week now just floats off. You have to be.
Proper bath before.
This is proper to me. It's soothing, really.
Before
I
get in,
can't tell you the last time I had a bath.
Before I get in, I kind of watch Ignis and copy what he's doing, trying to be proper.
Good,
as much
yeah.
as I can.
Cool, good stuff. The water's a little bloody, but it is a well filtered kind of thing. So it does float off into a drainage side that's opposite of this waterfall that pumps in the hot water.
Yeah. Is it just one big bath, or are there like multiple pools?
So you see this large bath, but Ignis, you would know that there's also a woman's bath next door.
Nope, not proper. Just have to suck it up.
I'm good. Okay, it's not your world. You're welcome. Okay, you get in. Great, cool. So you're cleaning up. You're relaxing from your. I guess it's been a week and a half, maybe. Travel. Yep. Is there anything else you guys would like to do? We can kind of fast forward through the to the dinner portion here, and then basically you guys end up in your rooms.
I'm playing with the water with my new powers.
Yeah. Okay. Sure. Because you can manipulate various elements now, right? Can you manipulate water just yet, or is it just fire?
It's all of them.
It's all of them. Oh,
Should be all of
jeez.
them.
He's the avatar.
I think you can manipulate all of them, but it's too you can't necessarily do things with all of them yet. I think in combat.
I can do like no, yeah. I can
In
do
combat situations is what I'm talking about.
right. I can shape water into like a
Correct. Yeah.
shape.
Yeah, instantaneous sensory effects related to air, earth, fire, or water. Yeah, so you can create mist out of some of the water that's around you, and do stuff like that. Yeah, so you're essentially playing with your new fun stuff, which is cool. I like that. That's good.
Playing with the stuff.
What does it look like? Is it
It's just
very
a ball.
Avatar, or is it
Yeah.
kind of like
Yeah.
Okay,
it's just
sure.
Like a water bender. Just
Yeah. Okay. Well, what I'm thinking of is I'm trying to think of the way that you would do this form of quote unquote bending, because in this world it could just be you think about it and it happens. But if you want it to be more of a fluid martial arts style of thing, then yeah, we can definitely make it that.
I think that makes sense for the monk.
Sure. It doesn't necessarily change what it does, but
Right.
it's an aesthetic thing.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. That's awesome. I like that you're doing that.
And I'm
like
just,
me
I'm just
playing with my
gonna,
stuff.
watch and admire this because he's the freaking avatar at this point.
But you don't know what that is, right? As Ignis, he's doing things that you've never seen before, except in a wizard's capacity. Which your household has wizards. There's various wizard lords and ladies in the lower houses. This is
As far
magic,
as I know he's a monk.
right? So he's a monk that does magic. That's weird.
Okay, have you studied magic, Desdin?
I
just
studied
dressed-
monkhood.
All right, an answer as vague as it is puzzling.
I mean, I answered as much as I know.
That's
Okay.
not that impressive. I can manipulate water. And then McSwiggins farts.
Good.
I
I
can
like
see
it.
you're going to be a delight at dinner.
Relax, my friend. I promise I'll behave. Now, speaking of dinner,
Behave poorly
by
or
the way,
behave well?
I said behave. Speaking of dinner, I'm sure you have plenty nice vintages around the house.
And if you behave, you can sample some.
Ooh, okay.
Cool.
You know
So,
what?
yeah.
Sorry. While I'm playing
No,
with the
please go ahead.
water, this is what happens. I create or shape the water into like a dragon's head.
Sure.
And then I look at Rill and I say, Rashi has blessed me.
Rashi.
If
Not as
let's
familiar with him.
let's do you can make a religion check to see if you recognize the name.
All right.
You're a learned man, so you
I am
might.
a learned man. I'm actually very learned. In terms of
Learned.
religion is int. Yes. Okay.
Oh, let me change my thing here. I can't see the result. An 8.
No, Rashi.
You have
I
no
don't
idea
recognize the name.
who, what, or where Rashi is, what it is. It's a name. That's all you know.
I'm not quite familiar with him. Is he a god? Or one of the aspects?
This is me out of character right now. I don't really
Sure.
remember.
So
But
Rashi.
it was like the child of an aspect or something.
Yeah. So Rashi was the child of aspect Voss.
That
Voss, when he was he's an aspect of wind, and he had a child. Her name is Rashi. Rashi took the form of a wind dragon, and that's pretty much the base of it. There's a whole lot of history there, and CB, it's actually all on your character sheet. I wrote it all down.
Okay.
If you go to where is your character sheet on my page? Did that get to what happened? Nope, there you are. Okay, that was so weird. So if you go to bio, and then underneath your character backstory, there's a whole bunch of new stuff in there
Bio.
that I did last week during DM prep.
Okay.
Yep.
Cool.
Yep. So that's all that. So you can read about Rashi there if you'd like, and your homeland and things like that.
Okay. So I'll answer Rill or Ignis. I'll say Rashi is the daughter of Aspect Voss. That's it.
Oh. Voss. Oh. Daughter of the Wind. That's interesting. Especially as I haven't heard of her growing up. And my education was lacking in some respects. I'll have to study harder.
Sure. Would you have paid a lot of attention to your religious classes or to the various religions?
Not really.
Yeah. Okay.
Wasn't
So
so
you're
important.
You're kind of just talking at your ass to him. You're like, okay, Rashi, I got you. Yeah, I'm sure that's
Rashi.
real. Yeah, pretty.
That's a thing that I know.
That's real. Yeah. Okay, cool. I like it's like it's not on the list of main aspects. Totally real. Yeah. Okay.
But
Cool.
maybe perhaps the notes that I have on this is the only notes available.
To you, that's what would have been in that book.
Right. That's what I meant. Like the book is
Yep.
like there's no more books.
Pretty much. Which is,
I mean,
that's the way it goes.
I haven't heard of this, Rashi, but you can apparently make a dragon out of water, and you have apparently not studied any wizardry, so I can only assume that you are blessed. As you said.
I just look at him.
Good.
I take you at your word. That's all I'll say.
So as you guys relax, various little goblin servants come in and they lay out some clothes on the benches. It doesn't seem that your original stuff is there, but there are some clothes outside of the bath for you.
Oh, new clothes?
Mm-hmm. And one of the goblins turns to you,
my lord, you've been requested to come to dinner. It's about ready. We have laid out these fresh linens for you, and please come and join us. We have a very good mountain goat tonight. It's been roasting all day. It's very exciting.
Thank you. You have not lost a step.
Yep. And so he bows and exits.
On Mountain Goat, I'm immediately out of the bath.
Cool. So there's towels to the side as well next to the clothes. You towel off, and you find one of these sets of clothes is dwarf-sized for your thickness, and it seems to fit oddly well. So it's essentially just it's a nice white linen. It has it just kind of ties up at the top. Some nice linen pants, and then some basically some slippers. That kind of just cloth slippers that kind of conform to around your feet to various sizes and whatever.
Do all the clothes like follow the same pattern?
Yes. Yeah. So that basically every piece of clothing is like a white linen shirt, some like darker linen pants, and they each have these various house slippers essentially.
Okay. I'll get out and get dressed.
Okay. Cool. So you guys, I guess you walk outside the bath, and there's the same goblin there to lead you to the dining hall, and you proceed onwards in that direction. It's dark outside now. It's late. You guys kind of arrived relatively late. It takes definitely a couple hours to walk through the city, from the lower ring through to the upper ring and to the household. Additionally, you guys had walked on the road that day as well. So you're just now coming down to a point in time. It's night, and it's kind of late. You're cleaned up, and dinner is served. There's another cat. Do all three of you have cats? What the hell, man?
Surprise!
Unreal. I'm the only one without a cat. What the hell is that?
I love it.
Jeez.
It's a gnome household. Of course, there's cats.
Sure, you have 16 cats running around. It's a mess.
Big household.
It's a big house. It's a big mess. So you guys go and you sit down, and there's a table. Kind of, you're in a dining hall type area. The gnome bows and says,
We We could prepare one of these side dining rooms if you would like for yourselves, or we kind of have everything prepared here. Some of the dining rooms are under construction at this point in time. We've just gotten some brand new tables in. It's quite exciting. Some of them are silver pine, which is very rare.
Oh, that sounds interesting.
Silver pine. But where? I look around for the first time, noticing that Vathan's not there.
Okay, sure.
Where'd the elf get off to?
The goblin looks at you, kind of confused.
Elf, sir?
Yeah, tall guy.
20 years.
Elf,
Ah,
not a gnome or a dwarf or a human.
As a point of note, Desdin, the wolf died, so there's no wolf anymore.
Rip.
Yeah,
What is it?
the wolf died during the orc attack.
No,
Should have gotten a cat.
Oh,
Did not
okay. I
know.
thought you said with the wolf. I'm sorry, I misheard you then.
I
Okay.
said elf.
Oh, okay. I heard wolf for some reason. I was like,
20
yeah, wolf's
years.
dead. So
Minimum
he
share of
goes.
arrogance.
the only elf I've seen today, sir, is the Earl Reese. He has been indisposed with Ignas's Viscount Ignas.
He bobs kind of nervously because he messed up your title.
With the Duke, his Grace, all day today, discussing the northern defenses of the mines. I'm not very privy to what else they're discussing, but it's the only elf I've seen today. My good Lord Dwarf.
Okay.
Well,
Well,
So
yeah. And then I turn to Ignis. Hear that? I'm a lord now. And then I kind of
Much
straighten
more than I am
my linen and go over to
Yeah,
the table
yeah.
with a little bit of swagger.
nice, good, cool.
I was, muttering under my breath, that dwarf is as much of a lord as I am tall.
So they have it set up. It's a full court. I mean, you're kind of in a dining hall setting rather than a dining room. And it seems he's telling the truth. They're doing some renovations and stuff like that, so you need to be here rather than elsewhere. But it's still a nice wooden table with benches on either side, and they lay out a spread in front of you of what you come to find as a braised mountain goat. It's popular in this region, and it's also farm raised in this region. There's not a whole lot of land here in the mountains to raise cattle or anything else. So there's a lot of sheep, mountain goat, and various other things that can kind of subsist on a much smaller fare. Everything else is shipped in. So like all the grain and stuff that you have, like, so the bread that's on the table would be from grain that's been shipped in from out of the city. The various vegetables, if it wasn't like potatoes or something else. What's up, CB?
I just want to say thank you to Duzin for subscribing. My
Hell
first
yeah.
subscription.
Woo! Thanks, Duza. Good
Sorry
job.
for
Wait,
interrupting.
you can get subs now?
Yeah, I'm an affiliate.
You didn't tell me that. Congratulations, dude.
Thank you.
Shit, yeah, that's awesome. Good job.
That's
Awesome,
nice.
awesome.
Nice.
So you guys proceed to eat the dinner and converse in whatever way, maybe wondering about where Vathan had gone off to and why no one seems to know. Well, no one being one goblin servant doesn't seem to know where he's off to. Yeah, that's about it. Do you guys need to talk during dinner, or do you want to go ahead and go to your rooms and kind of end the night there?
Well, when we go to our rooms, the first thing I'm doing before I go to bed is just check out what we got from the smuggler's den and just check and see if any of it was magical.
Sure. So on your way up to the rooms, the same goblin he basically waits to the side, refilling your wine cups and refilling any types of food that you might need, essentially doing his job. As you walk up the stairs, where the hell is that sheet and why can't I find it? You're led in two separate directions. An additional servant takes Ignis to the westward wing of the house, whereas this one leads you guys up to the eastward wing. Ignis has his own rooms. He's in a different part of the house. So they're leading him up there. Ignis, unless you have any protestation, you're going to your rooms, and they're going to some of the guest rooms in the opposite wing of the house.
Oh no, they can take care of themselves. I'm off to my room.
Sure. So you guys go up to your rooms, and on your way, Ignis, up to your room, you hear a small voice, Iggy, and you turn around, and it's your little sister, Tessie, and she's there, and she's clutching her little bear, and she's, Iggy, you're home, and she's wearing her little nightgown. She's like, I heard, they told, and she rushes up to you and gives you a big old hug around your little waist, because even though you're short, she's still shorter because she's a kid.
Yeah.
And so you're
Lift
little
her up and twirl her around. Because, hey, my sister, I'm happy to see her.
She goes, Iggy, I'm so glad that you're home. Where have you?
Oh,
It's been so long. Are you okay? And she starts noticing some of the cuts and scars that are on your body and like on your arms and stuff like that. Iggy, what happened?
You wouldn't believe it.
Stories?
I'll have to tell you all about it tomorrow because it would not be possible to do it tonight.
She seems entirely crestfallen that you're putting her off until tomorrow.
No, I know you want to hear all about it, but it's too much. It's too much. Come by my room in the morning. I'll tell you all about it.
You see Cassie.
My bed now.
You see Cassie like come flying, like bustling up in her little goblin. My lady, you need to come to bed right away. I can't believe you got out of it. And she scoops her up and starts taking her away up the western wing, and in front of you, and you can proceed on to your rooms. Tessie basically like looks over Cassie's shoulder and kind of like sticks her tongue out at you and stuff like that, and she proceeds on up to her room.
I don't know what's more touching, the fact that you actually have a heart, or the fact that she called you Iggy.
How are you talking to me from the other side of the... No, wait.
They're there. It's fine. They're there.
It's my little sister, and I love her. So...
Didn't know you were capable of love, Iggy.
Yeah, it's not going to stick. Anyway,
it's sticking.
I'm off to bed. Sweet dreams, the both of you. And if Vathan hasn't shown up by morning, we should probably try and find him. Just a thought. Good night.
Good night, Iggy. I look at Desdin. It's gonna stick.
This is good. So you guys proceed up to your rooms. As you go up, Ignis and everyone, you find all of your things are there upstairs, and it seems that in the brief amount of time, maybe an hour that you were there, all of your leather armor has been darned, polished and cleaned. You have so interestingly enough, McSwiggins, you have your not the same pants. It's different pants. They're nicer. There's boots there. They're nicer. And there's a shirt. So I don't know what the expectation is, but your axe has been cleaned of all the blood on there. The pitting that was there is actually gone from the acid incident that you had. It's the same axe. You can heft it and you feel it. It's your axe. Same handle, same everything. But the pitting on the metal is gone now. And then Desdin, your rags seem to are gone. There's a what amounts to, there's a robe there, and it's a light blue. It doesn't actually match any of the known monk's robes that you would know from your studies for any of the other aspects, any of the other studies. So the monk's robe that comes across, it's sashed in the middle, white sash, and long sleeves, and it comes down long as well. And there seems to be a nice new set of basically traveling boots there for you too. Just a basic light brown doe skin style. But it seems that your old clothes are gone, and they have thusly replaced them in some way, shape, or form. It seems the servants of the household have taken it upon themselves for both McSwiggins and Desdin to fix your wardrobe while you're in the Duke's home.
Wasn't that nice of them?
So you
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, continue. It's okay. You each have separate rooms, so you walk into your own individual rooms, and you each see these laying at the foot of your individual beds.
I admire the axe work, and I'm kind of wondering, I wonder how they got those out. And then I look at something on the axe and I kind of just squint. I go, oh. And then I pick up the shirt. I polish it a little bit, like polish the axe with the shirt, and then I throw the shirt behind me on the ground. That's better. And I hop in bed.
Jesus. I love it. Cool.
Because fuck shirts.
I mean, they don't count as armor. You can wear them. So you guys, you sleep rather restfully. This is the nicest beds, the nicest linens that you've had in quite some time. Desdin, in maybe a year. McSwiggins, since you joined the tribe and since you ended your travels, it's nice. It's easy, restful sleeps. It's one of those where you wake up and you don't even remember that you dreamed anything, but you know you slept like a rock. So kind of like that. So as you wake up, the day is bright. There's windows in each of your rooms, so there's bright light shining in. There's some of the mountain breeds of birds are chirping outside. And yeah, you wake up. Ignis, on your door, there's a light knock. And customary to how she functions, Cassie just walks in after she knocks. She doesn't care. She's in there now. And she says,
"Don't even wait for my response. Don't even ask if I'm awake. Why bother with that?"
She kind of just waves you on and says, "No, my lord, your father he's requested your presence at the meeting after breakfast. It will be with the High Lords to continue the discussion, status of the city, as well as to hear your report about the Sparrows Crossing incident. We've heard some rumors, and they're not good."
All right. Let him know. I'll be right down. And just one thing out of character, I did mention that I wanted to do the whole magical item ritual before I went to bed.
Oh, yeah, you're right. So you do the whole magical item thing?
Yeah.
There's nothing magical any of the items that you picked up. They seem to be trade goods.
Let's see. Okay. All right, just had to know.
Yeah. Would you like to? Do you want to do an investigation of some of the different ones?
Is there?
You're just checking for magic.
Is it worth the roll?
I'm not going to answer that question.
Oh, fine. I'll do an investigation.
Of what?
Everything.
That will take 8 hours.
Oh God! All right, fine, forget it then.
You picked up a lot of stuff.
I'm just looking for anything that might be enchanted, and if it's not enchanted, then it's just trade goods.
Sure. So you do a 10-minute ritual to do detect magic, and basically start. Yes.
Sorry, I just realized. I do want to do an investigation on the gold bars.
Sure. Yeah. Okay. Go ahead and roll an investigation check for me.
Do that again. There you go.
Yeah. So it's solid gold. I forget what I told you they were worth.
200 gold total.
Total?
Yeah.
So you have roughly like 4 or 5 of these gold bars. So they're not very large, but you do notice they are stamped.
That's what I wanted to know.
So they are stamped with an insignia that you recognize as the Golden Eagles.
All right. That's interesting, seeing as we got them from the Opal Daggers.
The trade house you were in was the Golden Eagles that was occupied by the Opal Daggers.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah.
All right. Well, then, that changes the calculus, but all right. That's all I needed to know.
Cool. So yeah, you wake up and Cassie tells you that the same goblin comes in and wakes up both Desdin and McSwiggins and lets them know that breakfast is prepared and will be served outside of their rooms. There's like a small table and dining area prepared outside of your rooms, and they bring you up some breakfast. Same goes for Ignis in his room. He has a small off room that provides his basically morning area, and they bring food up there. Do you have any? This is basically throughout the time you've been there. Do you have any questions for any of the goblin servants that you've interacted with? Just anything like city-wise, house-wise, anything else you've seen?
Oh,
Just before we proceed onto the meeting there.
Is this for Ignis or is this just in
All
general?
of you. All of you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you can ask them.
I would like to ask. All right, so what's the nicest bar in the city?
So you ask the goblin, and he goes, "Oh my lord, I would never go to a bar. If you are looking for a tavern, I happen to know quite a good one in the upper ring. It's called the Sparrow's Foot, which is interesting because Sparrow's Crossing is much south from here, but it's just a little foot, little Sparrow's Foot. Anyways, they serve some of the finest wine there, but it is." He looks at you, and he kind of like, "But it is in the upper city, my lord. Sometimes it's a little expensive."
Okay. What about the middle city?
Oh, the middle ring. We don't necessarily go there. Some of us have families there, but myself, I live here quite alone. I don't necessarily have too many family members here. I'm rambling, I'm sorry. I could find out for you. I could ask Krull. He seems to go down to the middle and lower cities quite often. He gets in a couple scrapes there, and
Where I'm sure he has told you about his scrapes and whatnot. Where is the place that he has told you is the worst place to go, or to never go? Stay away from it. Is there a very dangerous tavern?
Oh, yes. He's mentioned it once or twice. He doesn't like to talk too much to us. The servant folk and the footmen don't necessarily get along so well. You know what I mean? It's a little class system inside here. Oh, the bar. It's called the Onyx Hole. He says it's in the lower city, just outside the wall. So it's an older establishment, but not necessarily part of the city. I would be careful there, my lord. It's a seedy place. He always seems to come back with at least one black eye when he goes there. A black, it's interesting.
Sounds perfect. Thank you.
the eyes widen. He's like,
My lord,
"You're most welcome," and bows and places the last of like the juice provided for that morning with the tea on the table, and bows and backs away out of the room.
As he does that, I pull out my flask and I just pour some in the juice in front of me.
Sure. I'm gonna make note of the name of that tavern because you're gonna go to it.
Yes, I
can feel it.
Yes,
All right, so it's called the Onyx Hole.
Yep.
And I'm gonna put a little note here that says shithole.
Perfect.
Did we?
All right, it's got a name. I know what's in it. It's got a name now. So there you go. So yes, please go
I
ahead.
was going to ask if we established that we got dressed because I don't remember doing that.
Yeah, it would basically you would have gotten dressed after they would have knocked on your door and announced that breakfast would be coming. That you're required at a meeting. That's after breakfast. And yeah.
Are we all required, or is it just Ignis?
You've each been requested.
We have. Okay, I missed that.
Mm-hmm. Ignis doesn't necessarily know you're requested, but you all have been requested.
Okay.
Yeah. So, yeah. So that puts us right up at 8 o'clock. So let's take like a 2 to 3 minute here. We'll say you have finished up breakfast, gotten what you need. You're dressed and ready to go with the day, and you will head to the required meeting with the Duke of Erdrick after this break. So until then. Okay, and we are back. So as our heroes, they have eaten their breakfast and gotten up and had a nice long rest. They proceed downstairs and then across the wings to the what has been Ignarius the Duke's study. It's a much more casual setting than maybe his formal like throne room or anything like that. So it seems to be kind of a more casual affair than maybe an actual like a viewing with the Duke would be, or a sitting with the Duke would be. So as you guys walk down from the eastern wing, which would be Desdin and McSwiggins, Cassie runs up to McSwiggins and says, "My Lord Dwarf, you must put this on." And she like shoves a shirt into your face, and is like trying to force it onto you while you're there.
All right.
It is only proper when you meet with His Grace that you are fully clothed. When you're out there in the wilds, you can do whatever you would like. But here, in this house, my home, you will wear clothes.
I like how
You got it.
I
And
like
she
how
scurries
McSwiggin's
away.
Reaction is just like, a shirt, no, get it away.
So she and then she scurries away. And you are now properly dressed and proceeding onwards. You meet up with Ignis, and Ignis meets up with Desdin and McSwiggins. I'm like stumbling over my words right now. I'm sorry about that. In front of these large double wooden doors, definitely made. If you had seen Silver Pine work before, it's there. It has an interesting like wavy silver pattern that seems to run in like rivers throughout the like a pine door, and it seems to have been stained a darker color. They seem to be old doors, well worn, but definitely well kept. And so you guys meet up there. Krull has led Ignis down, and your goblin that you guys have not asked the name of is standing there and kind of gestures you onwards to the front of the door there. And Krull looks at Ignis and nods to both of you in kind of a slight bowing motion. He says, "Good morning, my lords. I'm glad you could make it. Not that we would let you have otherwise." And he looks to go for it.
Grohl, Iggy.
Oh, nod back. I thought you said talk back. Yeah,
No,
sorry.
nod
I was like, for some reason, I thought Desdin was about to get super sassy with this goblin. I was like, this is the most out of character thing I think I've ever seen him do. Sorry. So he turns to you, Ignis, and he says, "My Lord Ignarius, your father's been under quite a lot of stress lately. Please understand if he's not as receptive as you might like him to be."
Well, I wouldn't have described him as receptive growing up, so this won't be much of a change.
He kind of gives a sad nod. He's like, "Yes, it could have been better for all of us." And he pushes open the door, and in a much louder voice that kind of more composed, you see him. "Your Grace, your son, Viscount Ignarius, has arrived with his companions," and he gestures you all to walk inside of the study. I'm assuming you go. So you approach, you walk into the study, and it's this interesting amalgamation of a library turned war room. It's very clear that this may have once been a quiet place for the Duke to relax, maybe read a book, have a drink, and smoke a pipe. But it's been turned into this. There's a large table in the middle with a map on it. You don't necessarily see what's on it yet. And surrounding this map, looking down upon it, two of them standing on stools. You see the following people. You see the Duke, Ignas Erdrick, the leader of the people of Erdrick. To his direct left, as he always is, the Earl Reist Sertance. He's a tall elf male, blonde hair, and he wears he's wearing pretty much all white except for a gold cape, and he has a long sword at his side with gold filigree on it, and the hilt looks like spread eagle's wings. Ignis, you would know this as Reist Sertance, the left-hand man of your father before him, the father before him, and the father before him. Reist has been around since the founding of Erdrick, and doesn't look like he has aged a day. He has always been he's been in charge of the defense and justice, essentially, within the city of Erdrick since the beginning, and has always been loyal to the family of Erdrick. He also bears a pretty good scar right underneath his left eye. Some discernible traits. His blonde hair is pulled up long. It's in a bun. He has one single braid that hangs down, wrapped in a gold ring down at the bottom. And so to his left, you have High Lord Wunder Goldhand. Wunder Goldhand is a dwarf.
You German?
Of the he might be. He wears quite a lot of blue mixed with white. You see a symbol on his chest, which essentially looks like a boar's snout. So it's like a circle with two little circles in between. And Ignas, you would know him to his symbol to be the Azure Boar. You know him as he's a cleric of, if I remember, it is a B1 that I don't have written down for whatever freaking reason.
Regardless, we should get to the party. We need a healer.
Yeah, right. So he's the High Lord, and he is the Balara. Sorry, I had to pull up the list because I'm losing my mind today. So he has a large silver chain around his neck with a triangle shape, kind of like this, which kind of jagged at the top. Depicting a mountain, which is the symbol of Balara, the aspect of Earth. So he's one of the High Lords there. He has long brown hair. Oh, it's because it's on this page, and I was like, where the hell did I write all their descriptions down? It's right here. He has long brown hair that he wears loosely, but his long brown beard has been braided many, many, many times, much looking like little tentacles down there at the bottom. Each of them are wrapped with a blue band. Yep, and he has the symbol of Balara there, and it's kind of a gruff-looking man, but he's also a High Lord, so someone to be respected. To his left, completing the three High Lords there in the area, is Tolan Shale. A little gnome old man. He has a beard that comes down like this, and it's all white, and he has a shock of white hair up above his head. He's quite short, bent over a little bit. And his symbol is a burnt orange mountain goat on a purple field, and so he has the symbol of like a little goat kind of on his the pin where it holds his cape to the center there. He seems to be a little bit out of it, but he is present. So as you enter and you see these four individuals, Ignarius himself is a gnome standing tall on this kind of a step stool to see down over this table. He has black hair, clean shaven. Black hair slicked straight backwards, kind of sits down and back behind his head. He's wearing some small spectacles at this point in time to maybe see closer. In his age, maybe his eyes have started to fail him. But he is wearing basically a gray kind of tunic, and pants, very kind of formal looking, but he also has the symbol of the red flower of Erdrick above his left breast, as well as wearing the deep red purple on a cape, that short one, kind of just a shoulder cape to his side. He doesn't seem to be carrying any weapons. The Wunder, just basically, he only has his holy symbol on him. And he seems to have a pouch at his side. And Tolan just has his gnarled cane. Yeah, it's right here. And he's kind of just resting on it, kind of shaking a little bit as he's at the top of the steps with his large glasses, looking down on the map before them. So as you walk in, His Grace, the Duke of Erdrick, looks up from where he's studying the map in front of him and says, my son. It is good to see you. I thought you might have gotten lost on the way home. How?
We sort of did. But that's another story for another time.
He gives kind of a tight smile at being interrupted.
Done speaking.
And he says, I've heard interesting reports from Sparrow's Crossing. Also heard that you and your... He glances over to Desdin and McSwiggins. Companions
I'm sorry, I don't believe I have the pleasure of your names.
Well, he's Desdin. I'm McSwiggins.
Gives a quizzical eyebrow.
Mick Swiggins.
The very same.
Do you have any, this is as your character, do you have any defining factors or things that you wear that would depict you as one of the members of the Stampede of Voss, the tribe?
No, I have the red armband.
Yeah.
No.
But the red armband's from a previous city, right? So it's
yeah, and it kind of like it wouldn't be recognized.
So nothing, and at this point in time, so nothing that shows you that you're one of the tribesmen. Okay, that's fine. I just wanted to make sure that he wouldn't recognize something like that. And so he looks up.
If I did, it would be like war paint, which would have been washed off.
Sure, yeah, of course.
Last night.
I like that. So and he looks at
And Desdin can't speak for himself, I guess.
he says,
Looks like you've been provided with some monk's robes, though I don't recognize your patron.
Trying to think of the word. I'll just say that I'm on my own.
Indeed.
He gives
strong silent type, emphasis on the strong.
He looks over to you and
We shall see. But you did make it here, and I would like to hear of your travels. My son, what
Yes, Father.
happened at Sparrow's Crossing?
Well, the long and short of it is a very large group of orcs and goblins came to town and decided it would look better on fire.
Hmm.
Yeah.
he looks over at the Earl and he says,
This does match Valaris's account. It seems they have gone farther south than just our mines to the north.
he's saying this, ignoring you guys and just talking straight to the Earl.
We'll have to figure out if they've come to the south, I think.
And Reist Sertins nods and he says, "Of course, my lord, that will be on the list for today. Don't worry, I will not leave ourselves unguarded from the south."
While they're talking, I'm going to whisper to McSwiggins and ask where's Vathan, because I would think he would be here.
Yeah, I shrug and kind of say I haven't seen him since yesterday.
Did we lose the elf?
The Earl seems to have keen ears, and as he's speaking, he looks over to you and says,
Ah, yes, your elven friend.
Commander Belfis has commandeered him for the time being to do a bit of scouting for me on the northern front. It shouldn't be but a couple days. He needed some
Belfis
better
is alive.
eyes. Indeed, Commander Belfis has made his way here over time. We were wondering where you were and why he was able to arrive more swiftly. Did you not meet with him in Sparrow's Crossing? He looks over to Desdin and McSwiggins and he says, "Were you both there as well? I know he had various representatives from around the north, but I did not expect whoever you are."
We took a detour.
A detour? Where?
Yeah, you know, it's a bit of here, bit of there. It's all a little fuzzy. There were woods, there were elves, there was this perfect drink. There were more woods, there were tree people. There was a road or two, a cave, smugglers, orcs, more smugglers. They died.
The Duke speaks of, that's enough. And he's the entire time he has been staring at Ignis. Just looking at him, like just looking at him. And he says, that's enough. Ignarius, my son, where have you been? You were expected to report days ago. What slowed you, and was it these gentlemen, though I do use that word rather lightly?
I don't blame you. It's more or less as my friend here said. We were waylaid by the orcs and goblins, at which point we had to find a safe passage up north. We knew the main roads were dangerous, so we had to make our way through the woods and the smuggling tunnels.
Reese speaks of the smuggling tunnels. Did you meet with my man on the Golden Eagle route? They were to take you here immediately.
I turned to Ignis. What's your man look like?
I believe the commander there has long dark hair pulled back into a ponytail. Rather uptight fellow, I'm going to be honest here, but who isn't some days?
Does anybody remember, this is out of character, does anybody remember if I killed him?
Wait.
You did not fight them.
No. This was Golden Eagle. The guys. Remember
I'm
the guys
sorry. I'm thinking of the second group.
Yeah, you remember the guys who bribed to let us pass?
Yes.
That's why I was just like slapping myself because I'm basically being told if I'd have been up front, we would have been there 2 episodes ago. We would have been here 2 episodes ago.
Well, my look at you still stands. Okay, back end character.
No,
Yeah, I think I know the guy.
Interesting. Did you not?
Unfortunately, he didn't offer his name, or we might have been here sooner.
He was told to look for your writ, your forms.
Well, if I had known that he had allied himself to our family, then I would have been more forthcoming. In any case, we made our way through the tunnels. There were some snags along the way and some encounters that I would like to relay to you in private. But that was more or less what held us up.
Your father looks at you, the Duke, and he says, anything you can say to me in private, you can say in front of all the High Lords here. Of course we trust them.
Go ahead, Iggy.
I think this is something that we should discuss in private.
He sighs. Very well. Do you have any other information for us? Otherwise, we will continue to plan the defense of this city, or did you not know that your home has been under attack?
I actually did not, although I'll be honest, I'm not surprised.
Well, I'm glad we showed up when we did, because your son here is quite a good fighter when he wants to be.
He raises his eyebrows very high at this comment. A fighter.
Well, okay, he kind of flails a little bit and throws acid at people, but effective? Saved my life once. Twice. Can't remember.
Your toys have been proving useful, Ignarius?
I don't know if I would consider deadly acid to be a toy, but yes.
I thought it was a
Bastardized
neat toy.
magic. He sighs again. Unless you have anything else to add for the defense of this city, and where might we should look,
Let's see. There was.
then I shall ask you to go.
There was. Wait, I'm trying to remember. This was from last week.
This is why I ask you guys to write stuff down.
I don't know what's important all the time.
Everything.
Now I know what's important. There was an orc tribe. No, yes, there was an orc tribe. The oh my god, what were they called? They were like the circumcised six or something.
They're not, but I'm freaking using that.
The
I'm gonna be honest right
Circumcised
now.
Six.
I have a list of.
Is that like the Jewish equivalent of the Sinister Six in Spider-Man? Like, are they stealing Hanukkah? Like, what's happening here?
Just imagine every Spider-Man
The
villain with a
circumcised
wig, those big tails and all that.
I just want you to know, I have a list of the orc tribes in the area in front of me. I have now added the circumcised six.
Oh, it's perfect because they're orcs and they're dumb and shit, and they could be like, yeah, we heard this big word and it sounded scary, and then every time they say it, people laugh at them and they get pissed and kill them.
And the nice thing is, there's only 6 of them, so if we run into them, we kill.
They
6
also
of them.
can't count. There's like 20.
Of course.
I'm actually going to look at what their intelligence is to see if they can count.
Jesus,
Let's
fucking
see.
Christ.
Okay. But no, there was.
Well, they can count to at least 20.
Yeah, that they came from like the northwest or something, and we figured that out after we killed them.
How about this?
Yeah.
Make a intelligence check, please.
Sure.
Straight intelligence.
All right, straight intelligence. Here we go.
Not a save. Check.
Okay, fine. Well, great.
I think they're the same. If they're the same, I'm taking that number.
Well, I'm pretty sure they're the same, but I'd rather roll a 20.
They are the same. So, I'm taking the first number because they're the same. You don't remember. There were orcs.
All right, fine. Then I will just tell him. When we were close to the city, we were attacked by a few orcs. They seemed to be a scouting party. Not sure where they came from, but if they were the same ones that have been attacking the city, I would probably keep an eye on the south gate.
So, Reese, he looks at you and says, "Where did you find them?"
I think they were what, south-ish? They were like just off the road, south-ish.
So,
I'm actually asking because I don't remember.
You have encountered orcs at least 3 different times on your way to coming here. All of them to the south because you were coming north.
Oh, okay. Well, in that case, let's see. Most recently, they were.
Which one are you talking about?
Hang on. Most recently, they were just outside the city to the south. We encountered one band in the tunnels, and then a much larger band near the north end of the tunnels with ogres.
Outside of the storehouse.
Stay on the whorehouse stay.
I was telling you that out of character because you're really
I know, I
struggling.
remember, but thank you, though. Thank you.
Oh, okay.
My memory does suck.
Back to drunk in character.
I'm drunk in and out.
Yeah, don't
I'm
look at
drunk
me
in
for
and
that.
out of character. I mean, you can remember. That's the thing. McSwiggins is not.
Oh, I know.
As far as I know, you're not dumb.
Oh, no, I know.
I mean, no, you'd remember. If you feel like talking about it, you'd remember. So would Desdin. You all remember these things. They just happened to you.
Yeah, I know.
Like talking about it.
Okay, then shouldn't I be able to remember where those stupid orcs got to?
Where they got to? Probably not, but you remember where you saw them.
Where they came from.
Yeah. So this was me trying to see if you remember anything about the last 2 sessions. But you don't. So that's interesting. But you So you remember you met orcs on 3 different occasions after your encounter with the aspect or whatever the fuck it was. You remember there was a scouting group, it looked like one had fallen into a hole and you fought them. They were from some tribe.
Yeah, that was the second. I remember.
You remember the party that you avoided by hiding in a side cavern.
Okay, that's the third one I remember.
And then the self-same party that was tracking you saw outside of the Golden Eagle storehouse.
Right. But I remember you said that they came from a particular tribe. I just can't remember the bloody ring fingers or something. I just can't remember what the name was or where they were based.
You have seen orcs. You have killed orcs and looked at them from 2 different tribes so far.
Okay. Because I don't take notes, I don't remember which ones.
I know, and I had you make an intelligence check to see if you could remember.
Okay, fine.
You can't remember. Whether or not your companions can remember and want to say anything about it is up to them. So what do you tell Reist, who has now asked you, where did you see these orcs?
So the most recent gang, we encountered them south of the city. There was something about them, like the tribe. I know we looked at them and we figured out they were like the Bloody Knuckle or the Severed Finger clan or some such. Do you guys remember? And now I'm asking these 2 jokers.
I remember killing them. That was neat.
Okay.
I don't say anything.
Helpful as always.
Stand there.
Helpful as always.
It's my job.
So Reist speaks. So south of the city,
north of that storehouse we came out of.
He looks over to storehouse.
Yeah, storehouse, warehouse, something. It was the end of the tunnels.
Did you go through the Golden Eagle smuggler's cavern and out the warehouse? You actually made it.
We sure did.
Without their help, no wonder you're delayed. He looks over to the Duke and he says, that warehouse I had put under the care of the Opal Daggers. I know our men are, to the north and we are really understaffed.
And
he looks back.
You're a little more understaffed.
The fuck up.
He looks back to you and says, did you meet with the captain there?
Yeah, I met him.
Good. How are they? I know they're supposed to be defending that south side. We don't really put too many people down there now, but now that you've noticed that there's orcs, we may need to double our guard.
Yeah.
Well, the last we saw of them, the army or brigade, or whatever you might want to call it, of orcs and ogres was tromping through there, so I wouldn't be surprised if you found them dead.
Neither would I. I killed a few of them.
Ignas
Cut a guy in half. It was really cool.
Ignas, make a deception check.
Do I have to after he said that?
Doesn't matter.
Maybe. I just want you to make it just in case.
Of course, why would it be any good?
Okay. Okay. Wow.
Man.
Why would you say that?
It's gonna get
because my friend
Reist
chaotic
looks at
neutral.
Reist looks at the Duke, and then Wunder looks at him and says, cut a man in half. How'd you do that?
Oh, my axe.
He looks over to Reist and says, he cut Opal Daggers in half. And he just starts uproariously laughing. He cut some Opal Daggers. Those bastards deserve that shit. And, for a cleric, he's not very much in propriety here, but Reist holds out a hand at him and he looks at the Duke and says, they were lawfully there. I requested them to be stationed there. And we were lucky enough to have Hida von Rolls' cooperation. I know not what to do here.
Probably get more men down there.
The Duke has steepled his fingers underneath his mouth like this, and he looks directly at Ignis and just goes, "Son, what did you do?"
Oh.
This shit is gonna get so fucking real. Like, I don't know. Just good fucking luck, boys. This was Plan fucking Z. Welcome.
Yes! Chaotic neutral, motherfucker! Oh, Jesus.
Don't hide behind that. You fucked up.
Oh, no, I know.
It's gonna be good. No, it's gonna be good.
I know.
So, you have been asked a direct question, Ignis. What did you do?
Let's just assume that the laughing is all out of character because it is.
It is. It is. Ignis would not be okay with this right now.
Father,
I mean,
this
you might have
was
joined the other
one of
dwarf in
things-
laughing.
Yeah.
One of the things that I wish to discuss with you in private. I'm gonna look at. Oh.
And so your father goes, "Very well," and he looks to the High Lords, and he looks to your companions, and he out now.
I raise my flask and walk out.
Turn around and walk out.
Yeah. Reese is obviously the last to leave, making sure everyone leaves the room and then closes it behind him and bows. So you guys are outside. We will get to what happens there in a moment, but as of right now, Ignarius and Ignarius are now alone in a room together.
What have I wrought?
Your father, he steps down off of the stool over the table, turns around and walks to his large mahogany desk behind him with the leather chair, and he sits down in it, and he looks at you and says, "Get over here now."
Okay, I just want to say your alignment is chaotic neutral, not chaotic asshole.
No,
Generally,
my class is chaotic asshole, motherfucker.
Yeah, there you go. That's what it is.
That's what happens to me after I have Taco Bell.
Dude, you were
Jesus.
just making my perception check or my deception checks worse because I'm gonna be laughing too much.
I love it. All right, so
you
you're
don't
there.
need concentration to roll bad rolls, dude.
No, you don't.
Oh, yes, I do. My mind influences the dice. Don't you see? No.
I can't wait.
Your
If
mind
we
is
can,
shit.
I want us to play live so bad so I can just watch this shit unfold live. Oh, it would be so good. It'd be so good. Regardless, your father has asked you to approach the bench.
Okay. So I'll give a long-suffering sigh because I'm used to this, and approach the bench. All right.
He
Ugh.
gestures to one of the chairs across the table and he says, "Sit."
All right, I sit. Doing the proper, of my coattails.
Of course. He gives you a look and just a pause, a big sigh. He then reaches down into a drawer, pulls it open, pulls out a glass, uncorks a bottle, pours a drink into it, corks a bottle, puts it back in the drawer, downs the drink, puts it in there, slams the door shut, and says, "What the hell did you do?"
Look, the long and short of it is, negotiations broke down.
Negotiations.
I told them when that little annoying dwarf, not the one that I'm with, the other one, the one at the door, that's just the one with the opal daggers. I told them who I was. I told them where I was going. I showed them my signet, my writ, I gave them all the credentials that they could need, and they said to come back later.
I'm going to ask you to make a deception check because you did lie to your father just now.
But he did say to come back later. I didn't lie. I just didn't.
Can I make half a deception?
Oh god.
Yeah, your mind is really working hard there, Rel.
Oh, I'm laughing too hard. I didn't lie. The dwarf did say to come back later. I remember that part.
That was part of
I did
it.
show him the writ. I showed him the writ. I showed him the ring.
You did not show him the writ.
Yeah,
You
I
did not show him. No, you did not. You did not show him the necessary documentation. When I asked you, did you put the ring closer to him so he could see it, you said no. So they asked you to come
I
inside.
brought it out to show him. As far as I'm concerned, that's enough. Or as far as my character would be concerned, that's enough.
You did not show them your writ, regardless. You did not show them necessary documentation.
Oh.
If only Joel uploaded these and we could review the. Wait a second.
Weird!
Somebody get on
So, yeah.
Yeah, somebody started scrubbing through the tape.
Oh,
You know, hey, I prep through the tape. You know, the least I could ask is that my PCs show up a little prepared.
I don't know
Just-
how I would make that. the
just
truth,
fucking play.
because, like, I wasn't refusing to show it to the dwarf. I was just not getting up on a ladder or something.
You refused to show it to him. I asked you, there was a stone that you stepped up onto, and I said, he can't see the ring. Do you want to move closer to him and show him? He says, I can't see it. Get closer. And you said no. Then when you were inside, you were asked again by the captain. And then you just attempted to make a persuasion check.
Which failed epically.
Miserably, and now we're here.
Well, I guess my problem is I don't know how to tell the quote-unquote truth because, you know, I brought them out. I tried to show them. They wouldn't take them. They said, oh, we can't see. We can't see.
You were standing 5 feet away from the guy. It could have been any ring.
That's 5. Okay, 5 feet is not that far as well, whatever. I mean,
You're here.
I'm
You
just not
still
sure how to-
killed all of them.
Yeah,
I did.
but I'm not going to
That's
admit to anything I don't have.
Still
to.
happened.
You're gonna be rolling deception all day.
Hey,
He
and
looked
I'll get
at-
one
he-
crit. I'll get one lucky crit at some point.
Your father looks at you, steeples his hands, looks up and says, I asked you to do one thing.
One job.
One thing, and then you could go back to your little workshop, tinker with your toys, and stay out of my hair. But
My
instead,
toys kept me alive out there. You don't know what I've been through.
your toys are nothing in comparison to what Hita von Rolls has made for this city.
Your petty toys are nothing compared to the power of the Force.
In general.
Point that out. Oh, what has he made? What has he made? One of those little gun trinkets? Yeah, those will really catch on.
You would know. Hita von Rolls is the basically the highest ranked lower lord of Erdrick. She is a renowned mage.
Oh,
and
mage.
she was.
Okay. I didn't know her class. I was just taking a shot in the dark.
And she was instrumental in creating the constructs that now essentially run as slave drivers and workers throughout the city.
What type of constructs? Because I want to be specific with my condescension.
Essentially magical robots.
Of what, like, shape? Are we talking like animals, actual, like, people robots?
Like golems.
Okay.
Like humanoid, but larger. They're golems.
All right. Oh, what? Wait, those golems? I mean, do you even know that those things will work in actual combat?
We haven't needed them in combat. That's not the point.
We'll need them soon.
You have no idea what we've been doing to defend this city.
No.
You have no idea if we need them soon. Why would we need them soon, my son? What did you need to tell me?
Well, you've told me that the city is nigh under attack, is it not?
Indeed. The northernmost of our mines have been under siege for quite some time now. More and more, the defective orcs have been claimed and have joined the other side. Our goblins, the goblin servants have traded sides, and some of our larger ogres have even been freed.
Well, as long as it's only the larger ones, we'll still have some left over, yes?
We do, at the moment, to our western mines. We can still get gold easily enough, but some of our precious gem stores to the north and some of our coal reserves have been overrun by these grayskins. Now,
What?
answer my question.
What I do? Look, this entire thing did not happen because of anything I did. Where is it? Sparrow's Crossing. No. Whitehall. Sorry. Whitehall was attacked.
You were at Sparrow's Crossing.
Yeah, Sparrow's Crossing. Oh, for God's sake. Sparrow's Crossing was attacked. They burned the whole thing to the ground. I had to make do with what I had available, whether it be my, what you call, toys, or my, admittedly, rough around the edges companions.
That was not my question. I asked you what you needed to talk to me about in private. You know, as well as I do, that Earl Reese is my closest ally and companion and has been in this family for 1,000 years. What do you need to tell me?
Okay, well, the Opal Daggers that were inhabiting the Golden Eagle smuggling den, or warehouse if you prefer, are all dead. We killed them after they attacked us. The entire warehouse is now overrun with orcs and ogres, most likely. Let's see. There is a malevolent presence in the mines, or not the mines, the smuggling tunnels, and the Golden Eagles may have to abandon them if it decides gets bored. That's about the size of it.
Your father's eyebrows have climbed to almost off of his face. The bushy black brows, they seem to never end in their climb above his face. He again pulls out his glass and his drink, pours another, and downs it immediately, and then slams the drawer shut this time, and he says, "You killed all of them?"
They were under attack.
Were lawfully there.
Would you rather see me dead? I mean, I know I think that on some days, but do you really want to see me dead?
I would have rathered that you came into contact with the Golden Eagle south on the end of the smuggling tunnel and gotten your escort all the way back. We would never have had this malevolent force. What? Is there a little bog inside the caverns? Are there little mushroom people? More of these walking twigs that you talk about?
Oh, if you mention the walking twigs, I have 2 of their bodies in my bag.
How would a body fit in a bag?
I'll show you later. That's not the point.
There is no later if you do not fix this. Right now, I could ask Reese to throw you and your companions into the prison immediately for killing men that are lawfully in a location. You have no proof. They are dead.
Throw your own son into prison. How will that look on the family? Oh, you would just love that, wouldn't you? I'm sure the rumors would just be tamped down immediately. Look,
this is the reason you're not there already.
What do you want me to do?
Cooperate with Reese. Tell him exactly what you saw in the caverns. He has the full support of this throne for the defense of this city. They are coming, my son. They are coming. The king in the north, in these mountains, exists. He is there. It's not just a rumor. Belfast has been here. He gave his account of Sparrow's Crossing. Yes, he has been here. He reported here faster than you could get here.
And that just means that we should have stayed on the road.
Maybe. But it seems that him and his ranger contingent were able to take care of themselves.
Well,
they have not yet.
If we had a ranger contingent, I swear to you, we would have been here much sooner. But no, we had to survive on our wits, on our luck, and on crappy dice rolls.
There wasn't.
Is that the dad taking a drink right there?
Stay in here. You and your companions cooperate with Reist. Now, I am going to have to find some way to satisfy Hida von Rolls. And at that moment, the doors burst open and Hida von Rolls strolls in. This is where we go to black and find out what happened outside. So, you guys are ushered out of the room. Desdin and McSwiggins, the three High Lords, are now arranged outside. The servants have brought various teas. While you are waiting to be summoned back inside, there are some chairs situated over to the side, and one of these servants is playing a nice little tune on a small piano.
Can I interrupt real quick?
Yep.
That last bit with my father saying you should have been here so much sooner. Were you just channeling yourself there?
Sometimes
at us being so slow.
No, it was the interaction. Most of the reason you're technically later than Belfast, you don't know. I could tell you, but I really would rather you guys figure it out.
Okay.
You know what I mean? There's a reason you're later.
Yeah. Oh, and somebody, Duzin in chat said, "Look on the bright side. At this rate, your father will end up dead from alcohol poisoning
or stress."
He's not. You notice some extra gray hairs. Let's put it that way. And for a middling-aged gnome, gray doesn't come very soon. Anyways, so we are now outside. So we take a quick cut and we roll back a little bit. So it's kind of a meanwhile. We're outside and you're arranged around small tables, tea in hand if you've accepted it, with the High Lords who are chatting over to one side. Wunder and Tolan seem to be deep in conversation about something, and some servants have brought some various things to nibble on while you are waiting. So while you're out there, Reist approaches McSwiggins, and he says to you, he says, "My good dwarf, you say you cut a couple men in half. Is that so?"
"Sure did."
"Now, were all of them men, or did you happen to see some various other creatures in your travels northward?"
Yeah, we saw, let me see, okay, so there were the orcs, then there were the tree things, then there were more orcs, and then there were smugglers, and then there were different orcs. There were the lefties, and the red rings. No, left hand and red ring. That's what it was. Red ring, left hand. No, left hand, red ring.
Your memory's better than mine.
Tribes are north. Okay. This further, thank you, my lord. This further confirms our suspicions. The tribes have been
sieging the city, or attacking the city, rather.
Well, none have come to the city yet, which is
Good for us. It gives us a bit of time. The northern mines have come under attack, and some are now under the occupation of the King of the Spine. I don't know what rumors you've heard of him, but he exists. He is an actual entity and quite the force within the gray-skin community. The fact that there are still orcs and goblins serving this household is a testament to their loyalty. Many have defected, though I can sometimes see why. They call him Zog, which apparently in the orcish tongue means mountain. Over all my years, I never bothered to learn orcish, and maybe that's a failing of my own. And he kind of trails off for a little bit. Regardless, it seems that the tribes you have come across, their northern base, the fact that they are so far south along my Golden Eagles trail, yes?
Yes, along it, and oh no, they weren't outside. Sorry, this is out of character. I'm just trying to place everybody. Yeah, the left hand are in the caves.
Interesting. Did they follow you? Or did you slay them all?
About that. We escaped the storehouse.
Storehouse. The one with the now slain opal
Oh yes, very
daggers.
very dead.
Unfortunate that.
Well, to be fair, I follow the gnome. He points, I swing.
It's a very Erdrickian trait, to be honest. I've done some of that in my 1,000 years, to be quite fair.
He's a real dick, isn't he?
You know, I believe only the daughter Tessie is quite kind, though their mother as well, Tessie must have picked up from her. Vara is a very kind lady, though you don't see her often. She's putting on galas and, acquiring various arts. She keeps the culture here in the city very nicely. I enjoy her. The orcs. Did they follow you?
We did not stick around to find out, if I'm being honest.
Good. So they are locked within the road, then? The Golden Eagles Caverns?
I wouldn't say locked.
Why?
Oh, they came in through the door, and we ran out before they really got
the door. The storehouse door.
Yeah, that one.
I literally just asked you if they... The storehouse door, where the guards of said place were slain.
Yeah, but we escaped the building before they followed us. I mean, maybe. I don't know.
Reist walks away from you at this point. He finds one of the house guards, and he whispers, and he's very adamant about something. And the house guard doesn't sprint, but quickly jogs away. And then he comes back to you and says, "Are you sure you weren't followed through the storehouse?"
Oh, through the storehouse, very followed. Out of the storehouse? Your guess is as good as mine.
They could be at our door.
Hey, you want a bigger bus to throw me under? You want me to bring you a bigger bus?
As he's contemplating what you're saying, a woman, a human woman, comes striding up, long black hair, loose curled. She has a braid here and a braid here. You notice that on her hand, their pinky ring and middle fingers on each hand are lacquered in a purplish blue color. She wears a dark purple dress, kind of clingy, a little velveteen, if you will. and she has a large dagger at her waist around the belt that cinches across with a very large opal sitting in it. She also wears a necklace quite tight to the neck with another set of 3 opals that run across it. And she approaches Reese rather quickly, and she says, "Hi, Lord. I need to speak with the Duke immediately." And he looks at her and he's, "My lady, Von Rolls, I will see what I can do, but he's in meeting right now with his son, and I don't believe it's the best time to..." And she strodes past him and shoves through the door, which is now where we come back to Hida Von Rolls, the patron of the opal daggers, striding into the Lord's study.
Oh.
A woman on a mission.
I'm surprised the dwarf didn't be like, "Hey, she looks like the ones we killed."
I almost turned to you and said, "Oh, she should get some more men." But I held my tongue this time.
Okay. Hida walks in. "Your Grace, I have heard some troubling news about my men who were at the Golden Eagle storehouse to the south. Now, I have not yet seen the carnage for myself, but the store boy there says he found many corpses.
There's a
Some
store boy? Oh, wow.
cut straight in half. There, if you recall, there was a room you guys did not walk into.
That poor kid. He's gonna need a lot of therapy.
I shit you, I'm not making this shit up. He's on the map. He's literally on the map in that room. If you guys had gone right instead of left, you would have seen him. It existed. It was there. And now that's enough out of character spoiling shit. I just thought it was hilarious. That dude was there.
Nice.
I believe we have some discussion. The boy says that some of the corpses had suffered acidic burns, fire, arrows of elven make protruding from their chests, and even those clove in two. It must take a mighty man, and she looks back to the open door, or dwarf, to wield a blade like that. And your father, he just looks at you and then looks back up at Hida Von Rolls and says, "My lady, I don't believe I know what you're talking about. That sounds awful. You mean a contingent of men that you had stationed there under the guidance of Reese?" And she looks at you. "Yes, High Lord Reese did ask them to be there to cover some of your lacking areas." Again, your father looks at you, then looks back up at Hida and says, "What would you have me do?" And so Hida, picking up on this, and maybe some information was passed from that store boy about who might have been in those rooms and what they looked like, looks at you, Ignas, and then looks behind her and says, "Justice. I want justice for my men who put their lives on the line for your city in a place they should never have been. They should have been home, my tower, working in my factories, making the machines for you. And yet, here I am, being taken advantage of, and my men being slaughtered like dogs to your son and his
friends. I demand justice.
Friends is a strong word.
Your father holds up a finger when you start talking. And he says,
My lady, I will handle it. My son, he looks at you, been running wild as of late. We'll see what I can do.
his eyes not leaving you.
We will discuss this later.
And he gestures to the door. Cassie stands at the door and bows and holds out her hand for the lady to leave. The lady Hedavon rolls, huffs, straightens the dagger at her belt, turns on her heel, and leaves the room. Her father, Mr. I can't turn off my cell phone for some reason. We take breaks, man. Come on. Takes a look at you. So put it on silent, dude. That's all I'm asking.
It's on silent.
Looks at you.
Yep.
And he then looks out the door and says,
Reist, bring the other two in here. My high lords, he says a little louder, I think we will have to convene later.
And some of the servants have the high lords, Wunder and Tolan, leave. Reist gestures and has both Desdin and McSwiggins walk back into the room. And you are now all in the room. He stands up from his desk and he approaches a little side table. Some of the other servants bring in some extra chairs, and you are now all seated in a circle together.
What am I going to do with you?
And he looks over to the dwarf, the Duke of Erdrick.
Those that cleave others in half. Penance will have to be paid one way or another. If he'd had her way, you would be sent to the prisons immediately. I would try to have you placed here in our own personal dungeons, which are, to be fair, quite nice. Mostly political enemies end up there, and we don't treat them poorly. We just try to convince them that their position is wrong. But what am I to do? Were you the only ones in the southern caverns?
The only ones in the entire caverns or in that one particular cell?
Are you asking out of character?
Yeah, because I'm unclear on the question.
He's asking about the passageway you came through.
No, there was a
He's asking about the ending. He's asking about he's trying to see, were you the only ones that left those caverns?
Oh, okay. Well, we were not the only ones that went through that storeroom. The orcs and ogres were right behind us.
Orcs and ogres?
He looks over at Reist.
Reist, my high lord, what do you make of this?
And Reist looks over to McSwiggins and says,
Well, I've had a discussion here with our dwarven friend. Not sure where he comes from yet,
but he kind of gives you a slight nod and says,
but he seems capable, if a bit overly honest. Not accustomed to, I think, our ways.
He continues to say,
he let me know that a full contingent had followed them to the storehouse. Now, having left unguarded, it is my assumption that we now have an unguarded area to the south of us on the main road.
takes about a day to get here, and I don't believe they will strike prior to having better numbers. We are a large city with good defenses. With those constructs of the Von Rolls, even more formidable than before. But as for them, and I wouldn't call the Opal Daggers innocent. None of the companies really are these days, but we've always overlooked that, my lord.
If I may.
The Duke gestures
Must
to you
you?
and nods. He's like, as in, please.
Are the storehouse, or is the passage in between the storehouse and where the Golden Eagle Company is holed up? Are there any other entrances to these tunnels?
Reese responds, of course. There's entrances all over the mountains, but we only have one major way that we go directly south, as well as possible throughout those caverns.
Are these other entrances at all guarded or?
They are not proper entrances. They're caves, holes. And they're not like what you came through. They're holes in the ground. Every mountain has a hole. Some of these holes lead to these caverns.
I was just concerned with the amount of orcs in the tunnels that are in between two of these companies.
Amount of orcs. We've seen maybe scouting parties, I suppose, but we've taken care of them rather quickly. What do you mean, amount?
I mean, quite a bit. There were at least the contingent we hid from.
A full contingent?
Yeah. Marching directly through the tunnel.
He looks over to the Duke, and this is very concerning. Not just scouts anymore, they have gone south. It looks like they're coming to wrap around and maybe take the southern mines as well as the roads. We'll be under siege soon if that is the case.
Have you heard from the Golden Eagles holed up in the cave? Because they looked like they were going that way.
Oh, I had my man wait there. There was the group that was supposed to escort Ignas home in case he did not take the road, but they are there because we did see some stragglers throughout the caves. There was deaths there, various monsters slain not by our hands, and so I sent the message to have them hole up until it was clear. But it seems it's not going to be clear for a long time.
Well, then I suggest as our penance, we could help prepare you for what is most likely going to result in an attack on the city.
He looks, I'm most gracious for your offer, but I believe we have the city defense well under hand. It's something that we've been doing for 1,000 years. And as strong as your arms may be, I don't know if you have the experience for siege work. But we may have use of you yet. And he looks over at Desdin. And I don't believe you have a choice anymore. And Maurice looks back to the Duke, and he says, I may have use of these men, including the elven one, as soon as he gets back with Belthus. He was there. He looks back. He was there too, with the opal daggers.
Was.
Very well. He looks at the Duke. Your Grace, if you will grant me, I think I may have something these men can work on. Your father looks at you and he says, Good. I think, Ignas,
might need to join them.
Anything to be out of this house. Isn't that right, Father?
You do lack some tact. Maybe some more days on the road would be helpful.
Oh, certainly. Why not?
Come on, Iggy, it'll be fun.
Keep in mind, I know where you sleep. I have an infinite supply of acid, and you snore. Don't call me
He
Iggy.
looks at you. Oh, you're talking to the dwarf.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Very different conversation.
Yeah, I was like, your dad's not about to take that shit.
Oh,
Are you kidding me?
Damn, dude.
This man lives in espionage. This is not going to end well for you. No, that's fine. You can threaten the dwarf all you want. I don't care. That's on you.
Please. Acid is a blessing compared to some of the things I've drank. Why, you would not believe
The Duke holds up his hand and says,
Your audience is over. The rest of the day is to yourself.
Ooh.
But tomorrow, you will report to Reist. He will send his men for you. And you will do as he says. Or you will face the Crown's justice in the fullest extent.
I do that
Now-
in character. That was
he locks eyes with you and he says,
Get out of my sight. Now.
Your Excellency. I do a weird flourish and leave the room.
the rest of you, I
Do a
assume,
little
follow
bow.
suit.
Father, your leave. And just follow after him.
Desdin, you go as well?
Yep.
Okay. The rest of the day is yours. You have been granted a single day, it seems, before Reist comes to take his toll,
Well,
which
well,
is probably the best option considering your others. Now,
We could run.
this as a DM speaking to his players, you do have whatever option you'd like. Now, the only thing I would like you to remember is Vathan is gone. As far as you know, he is with Commander Belfus doing something. Don't really know what. You didn't ask. None of you asked about him, which is super interesting, and I guess whatever. But you have been granted a day in the city. Now, this whole meeting took maybe an hour. So it is just after breakfast, which is soon after daybreak. You have a full day ahead of you. What would you like to do?
Well, before we go anywhere, I figure on the way out of the audience hall or wherever it is, just start ranting, obviously, because I come back home bloodied, beaten, scarred. Does my father come to my side, ask me what happened? No. He summons me to him. Does he ask me how I am? Does he ask me if I'm okay? No. He blames me. Can't wait to get out of this house.
As he is ranting, I slowly wrap an arm around his shoulder and I start patting his back and I say, "There, little Iggy. It's gonna be okay."
I'm going to pour acid on your face. I hope you know that.
All right. Well, boys, I have a date with the Onyx Hole.
Which, in context, still sounds weird.
I know.
I was trying to make it like the Onyx Hole. It sounds like an all-black stripper club.
It might be.
Could be. You don't even know.
You don't know. You don't know. You don't know. All right. So, do you, that's what you, what's happening? Are you guys in the house? What's going on? You have the day to yourself.
I'm
There is,
out.
so, let me,
I am going to
can I- paint. Let me paint Erdrick for you. There are shops, there are bars, there are places to go, people to see, and things to do, depending on what you would like to do. If your intention is to research some things, I mean, there's plenty of libraries. There's even a library in the house. If your plan is to go to a bar, get drunk, well, there's plenty of those to happen too. There's 3 different tiers of the city that you can attend and go to. If you'd like to explore the more industrial side of the town, you can. If you'd like to go to any of the towns, like the Erdrick is currently your oyster.
Well,
Additionally, you are each rewarded 500 experience points for completion of your quest.
hey.
You have made it to the city of Erdrick and met with the Duke.
All right. And it only nearly got us killed.
Only a couple times.
Which
And
I think
thrown in
means we
jail.
are officially level
So-
4.
Is that 500 is level 4?
Yeah,
think it's like
2700. Yeah.
Sure. So we'll do, let's do it this way. You get those 500. Let's do it after the session. So we
Alright.
can do level 4 between. Does that sound good?
Yeah, that
Yeah.
sounds fine.
Everything I currently have planned is for level 3 anyways, if you get into anything, like, terrible. So don't worry about it.
I mean, I don't really improve in any significant way in level 4, but I'm not. I mean, anyway, go ahead.
Health is important in
Yeah,
any
that's true.
level. So we'll do level 4s for next week, okay? But
Alright.
you receive 500 experience for completion of your quest.
Cool.
Cool. So yeah, the day is yours. What would you like to do?
I'm going to the lower ring.
he's gonna
Okay,
go
you're
get
going to the
blasted.
lower ring? Sure.
So, assuming that I didn't do it already, my first stop is going to be to my sisters to tell her everything that happened on the way back to Erdrick, and then afterwards, I'm hitting up the shops.
The shops. Which do you have any particular? We'll do your sister first, and then think about what shops you would like to go to. Okay.
All right.
I'm gonna go do research in the library.
Excellent. The estate library or one in one of the rings.
And one of the rings. I don't know. Is there one in each ring?
So the upper ring is probably going to have the only good library, but it depends on what you're looking for. There will be a library that's like it's just books and stuff, but there will also be like a state record keeping type of place, which we would also probably call a library, but various different types of things. So what are you looking for? There will also be like a religious library, which is probably at one of the temples. Probably that one. Okay, so that one is the Temple of Thanir, much like the one that you came from, will also have its own library. So if you would like to proceed in that, there's a Temple to Thanir in the upper ring.
Okay.
So you can
I'm going
proceed
there.
in that way. Okay, so you go to the Temple of Thanir. You have McSwiggins going down to the lower ring, and you have Ignas going to his sister. Ignas, you are greeted by your sister while she is happily having her breakfast, her little bear at her side. And you sit down next to her and you begin to relay the tales of your adventures. Do you tell her the exact truth, or do you embellish? What do you do?
Oh wait. No, I'm gonna. I mean, any good story has to be embellished a little bit, but
Sure.
It's mostly going to be centered around, me and my trials. I fast talked my way through potential kidnapping attempt. I was brutally attacked by the Opal Daggers, who saw an opportunity to rob me, and narrowly escaped from an orc and ogre contingent that was straight on our tails. They burst through the big wooden door that was keeping the storehouse safe and ransacked the entire thing, and we narrowly escaped as their greed forced them to loot the entire place.
I love it. So she sits there wrapped with attention, clutching her bear, completely ignoring the fact that she has breakfast on the table. Oh, Icky, you did that? That's incredible. I want to go on adventures too, Icky. Take me with you. Take me with you.
No, you really don't want to go on adventures. They are
But
tiring and
Iggy,
boring and deadly.
you said
I didn't say anything.
last time when you left, you said next time, Tessie, next time. Well, now's next time.
Next time.
I heard
Next time.
Reese is gonna send you away again. That's
Okay.
next time.
Can you hold a sword?
Yes. And she
Can you-
whips out this like little wooden sword that apparently was hidden under her robes. Ha! See? I've been practicing. And she kind of like waves it around really wildly.
Okay, when you here's the thing. When you can properly defeat the Master at Arms in a duel, and you find yourself willing to take a life, because trust me, you'll have to take a lot of them, then you can join me. Till then, stay here, stay safe, stay warm. It's cold out there. Like, seriously, you have no idea how much I miss my bed.
She's holding her breath.
So she continues to hold her breath for a bit until, of course, she can't anymore. And she goes,
But Iggy, Father doesn't let me practice. Let me practice with you. Can I practice?
Oh.
Can I practice with? Ooh, the dwarf. He had a really big axe. Can I practice with him? He seems cool.
I'm debating because on the one hand, if I let her, then she's going to annoy McSwiggins, but on the other hand, he will probably rub off any bad habits. So I'm going to err on the side of caution.
Take her to the oxen butthole or whatever.
no. So that's a different bar. That's
It's a very different bar.
It's the mountain goat's ass. So that's a different bar. Same
And what they
ring,
don't tell
different
you-
bar.
What they don't tell you is the ass in that case is actually a donkey, and it's actually a very romantic bar. Many couples meet
Yeah.
there.
It's the mountain goat and the ass. It's weird in that regard.
It's like Lady and the Tramp, but with more
Yeah,
ass.
exactly. Yeah. Less spaghetti, more ass.
Look, if Father won't let you practice, then all you do is you practice without telling him, and you go behind his back. I've done that for years. It's
Oh,
worked
I'm
out perfectly
sorry.
so far.
I'm gonna rub off on her. That's pretty dishonest.
Iggy, that's lying. I would never do that.
Really? Then who ate the cookies last month? I know it wasn't me.
Slew.
Uh-huh.
He did it. It was him. He was hungry. He had been working with the horses all day.
Uh-huh. And the reason that
He
there were crumbs on
needed-
your mouth and crumbs in your bed had absolutely nothing to do with it.
Teddy did it. It was Teddy. Teddy did it.
Aha, it was conspiracy, I see. Well, I'm sure that your morals will surely not allow you to defy Father in such a way, but if you ever want to join me on an adventure and he won't let you practice, then there's only one thing that you can do. Anyway, I need to go shopping.
Wait,
I will be back later. We can
What's the
continue
one
this
thing?
discussion then.
Iggy, what's the
You
one
could.
thing? Iggy!
What?
Iggy, what's the one thing?
What?
Iggy!
What?
What's the one thing?
What's the what? What?
You said the one thing that I can do. What's the one thing? I asked, what's the one thing?
It's behind his back. Pay attention.
Oh!
And she starts crying.
Oh, for God's sake. Look,
Don't yell at me!
I'm not yelling. I'm not yelling.
And she just is bawling at this point. Just unbelievable.
Oh,
Cassie appears out of nowhere, sweeps her up off the thing, and gives her a little bear.
My lord, what did you do? What did you do to this poor little girl? You've been gone for weeks, and now you come back and make her cry? What a big brother you are. Get out of here. We don't need this.
Yes,
And
yes,
she
I'm going.
cradles her and takes her away. You're going? All right, you're out.
I'm going.
Okay, sure.
I was going to give her a present, but I'm sure that'll have to wait until next time.
You hear the crying immediately stop, and present? But Cassie has already whisked her away. She is very small. It's easy to move her.
Yeah.
So yeah, okay. let's continue. Let's do your shopping first. So you'd like to
I
go to
haven't
the
even thought
shops?
of what I'm doing. Okay, let me.
Okay,
let
that's
me-
fine. If you do, you need some time?
Well, what I need to do is replenish on basic supplies.
Sure, we can.
And
That's easy.
the one question I would have is, are there any places that might sell like magically enchanted armor? Because looking at the gear list, I don't think there's anything that I could use that's better. There's nothing better that I have that isn't magical. Sorry for my loss of the English language.
No, it's true because I think the max you can wear is leather.
Yeah.
Right. Because you're a pseudo mage, right? So you're
think
pretty
so.
limited. So what you would need, essentially, you're looking for like armor +1, right? You're looking for like leather +1s and stuff like that. Yes.
Yeah.
Armors like that do exist in the upper ring. You are more than welcome to go visit them.
All right. Well, that and weapons would probably be my first stop. Just someplace that would have
And weapons?
anything enchanted.
Sure. Anything enchanted. Let's see. Do you want an armor or a weaponsmith?
Considering how often I actually use my weapons, armor.
Okay. Sure. Okay.
Is there like a
so
standard like table for magical armor that has prices and whatnot?
Yes, it's in the Dungeons Master's Guide.
Oh, fantastic. Okay.
It's not necessarily standard, but it does let you know averages.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. Well, what can I get?
What can you get?
Yeah. What is on offer for me, who has all the party's loot?
You have loot. Do you have cash?
I have. Let's see. 1,600 silver pieces.
Okay.
and then various other loot.
Sure. Okay.
Oh, and then various other stuff in my base range. Like I have 31 gold and then various other silver and copper pieces.
Okay. Let me make sure I get the right prices for things. Sorry if it takes me a second. This book is ridiculous, so. Okay. So I have the armor here.
Okay.
Let's see if
Can you paste the list into chat, or would that be just way too much?
No, I'll tell you where you go.
Okay.
I'm looking for prices right now, so I can tell you not just the things, but what they're gonna cost. Because right now I have a list of stuff, but not necessarily what they cost you.
Right. So I just had a thought. Being the son of a duke, would I be able to basically bill my house for this?
It depends on what your standing is within your house.
Son of the duke? Although I guess
Sure,
my
you
standing at this
can-
point is not very good.
Seems to be in question a little bit. Yeah.
You can
Although
always
the
roll
merchants
for
don't
it.
necessarily know that yet.
Okay. So. Wow, really? Sure. Okay. Interesting. So there's you come across you go to a shop. You ask some of the servants that you know in the town. You're like, what's the name of that armorer that's in the upper ring? You don't ever go there because you've never had a need to go there, but now that you're apparently adventuring, you decide that you need to go that way. It's called the Dragon's Armory. Easy enough to remember. And there is it's a 2-story building of wood, some glass windows, and a smooth stone floor. And then when you walk in, every piece of the metalwork has been brightly polished. It seems well taken care of. The shopkeeper, you see, is a pretty overweight female dwarf. As you walk in, she greets you. Oh, hi there! Please come in. What can I get you? What are you looking for? I have various armors. I have some shields. You seem rather small, but, so am I. And,
What
Oh,
can I
I'm sure
get
you'll have
you?
something in my size. Pleased to meet you. My name is Ignas Erdrick. Yes, that Ignas Erdrick. I'll be heading out on
My
the road
lord,
again very soon. I'm in need of some added protection.
she bows deeply.
My lord, what a pleasure. I never thought I'd see any of your household here, of all places. Please,
Wow.
welcome, welcome. What can I
heard
do for you?
Well, I've heard this shop is the best in the upper ring, and I'm hoping that you won't disappoint. I've
Of
unfortunately
course.
taken a number of cuts and scrapes with this, and I, kind of finger my armor. And I was hoping you would have something that would be a little bit more sturdy.
She kind of like she looks at your armor. She fingers it a little bit.
Been repaired well. I can give someone credit for that. Guess they didn't come to me for it.
She looks at you, kind of accusatorily.
Well, I do have some armor here. Little nicer than what you have, and think I can make it in your size. Yes, yes. Very nice armor, I believe. 700 gold.
I think we can afford that. Can you send a bill to my house?
Your
I mean, do you think I carry 700 gold on me?
I would need at least half the payment up front to start the work. As good as your name is, please, my lord, please, my lord, we have been taken too many times, and you only gave me your name, so I'm a little put out here if I do and or don't make this armor for you.
Well, I can certainly show you my writ, but if you need some incentive, and at this point, can I just, sort of give things that are the equivalent of money?
You can try.
All right. Well, let's see. Wait a minute. I'm doing some quick math.
You have music playing in the background?
He's had
Yes.
music playing the whole time, but he doesn't wear headphones, so we all can hear it when he talks.
Yes, because I'm lame and I don't wear headphones.
I mean, easy enough to put in earbuds, but you do you, dude.
Well, like I said, I could show you my writ if that would help smooth things along, but if some grease is needed, I do have some precious stones.
Stones. Well, let me take a look at one of these stones.
And I'll take out one of the bloodstone.
Sure. You hand it to her?
Yep.
She pulls out a little glass magnifying glass, and takes a look at the stone. She looks at it and she's,
This is stamped with the golden eagles. Oh, I don't believe we can accept this here. I don't want any trouble with Earl Reese. That is not my intention, please. I don't need any trouble with the eagles. As far as I know, as each of these are stamped, they are shipped out.
Really? Because they were just sitting around. No. So do I need to find a fence or something? Because I got the day. I'll go find a dang fence.
You do you.
All right.
She doesn't seem to be receptive.
Well,
You can try to persuade her.
Roll those dice.
sure, why not? Why not? You know what? I mean, why not? I haven't had anything less than the best of luck with these rolls.
Hit me with it, bad boy. Make
All right,
a
I'm going to tailor my response to how
persuasion.
this turns out.
Oh,
Okay, wait. I got my response. I had one for whether I failed or succeeded. Well, I'll tell you. The Golden Eagles are my family. Let me start over. My family as you may or may not know, is a patron of the Golden Eagles. On my way back to the city, I happened to pass by one of their storehouses. They were so happy to receive me that they provided me with a gift, a tribute, if you care to call it that. And they said that they were so honored by my presence. They had to give it to me. I tried to refuse, but...
Make a deception check.
Oh, come on.
You just lied. That's not persuasion
I got a
anymore.
crit.
That's not persuade. You're not. What you said is not persuasion.
Oh, fine.
What you said is deceiving her.
Hey, look at that.
Oh
Why
my
you gotta make this
god.
difficult for me?
What you have said. What you have said.
Fine, I take it all back. I take everything back.
You
Man.
don't take it back. You can't.
Oh.
You just said it. This is the game.
Oh.
You have now done this thing. If you had
That's
said,
amazing.
all you had to say was, please, please, please take this thing from me, and you wouldn't have lied. You would have, quote unquote, persuaded her to do it. But you
Yeah.
decided to lie.
Yeah. All right, fine. Let's just skip to the part where I leave and just go somewhere else.
She says, "Oh, my lord, I don't want to, I don't want to, but if you come with gold, I am more than happy to make the armor for you.
All right, I understand.
It would
I'll
look
take my business
beautiful
elsewhere.
on you."
She acquiesces to that. She doesn't want anything to do with marked goods.
All right, fine. I'm just gonna go find a fence.
Sure, you want to find someone who will accept stolen goods.
No, you know what? Forget it. Nope. That's just gonna end poorly. I'm just gonna let my mouth run off with itself and roll a 1. I'm positive. I don't know.
You can look for one. I mean, you can look for other various stores and stuff too. You just happen to be asking for an expensive item.
Well, yeah. And I thought I had the money for it, but apparently not.
You're currently level 3.
Yeah.
It's an expensive item that you can't even use until level 5.
Oh, it's level locked?
Yeah.
Oh. Well, geez, why didn't you tell me that in the first place? I would have said no.
I am giving you the option of what you can buy. These things exist here.
I didn't know anything in D&D was restricted by level.
Literally everything.
I am not responsible
Our skills are.
for your knowledge
but
about
armor
the
isn't.
game unless
I
you
didn't know-
ask.
I didn't know that it was like World of Warcraft where you have to get the proper level to equip a certain piece of
It's
armor.
literally it is a classification of a type of armor
Yeah.
that is 5th and higher.
Okay.
So that's what you're asking for. The fact that you're also trying to use stolen goods to buy it adds an entirely different thing to that. Also, this
Oh.
armor doesn't just exist, it takes time to make.
I know, but I didn't realize that I couldn't equip it until level 5.
It's not...
Or do you mean I'm
Where
not
would you
supposed to
like
even...
to go?
Wait a minute. Wait. Or do you mean I'm not even supposed to see it until level 5?
Pretty much.
Oh, okay. I thought it was that I couldn't equip it until level 5. I was very confused.
I am the DM. I can give you whatever the hell I want, and you can use it. You
Well,
could have gotten that armor. You
yeah,
tried to
I
lie
know.
to her.
I know. I should have just not. I mean, that wasn't even terribly in
It's
character
up
for
to
me,
you,
seriously.
dude. I am just facilitating this.
I know. I shouldn't have done that. It's just, I shouldn't have gone that
What do you
far.
want me to do?
No, I said it was my fault.
Where would you
I
like to
should've
go?
just- I got.
Where would you
carried
like to
away.
go? Where would you like to go? What do you want to do?
I don't know. I mean, if I can't really effectively get, I don't know. I mean, if you want to switch to one of these guys, go ahead. 'Cause I need to
Is the
think about
only
this.
thing you're looking for is magic weapons?
No, I mean, I also need some just basic stuff.
Basic supplies are easy enough to come by.
Yeah.
Essentially, you can basically. So what of your basic supplies are you looking for? Like torches, rations, what?
Let's see. I still have a full set of torches. I would need more rations, and I would want to stock up on crossbow bolts just in case.
On crossbow bolts? Okay.
Yeah.
Sure. Here, hang on a second. I can get you a price here real quick. They don't cost a whole lot. Let me put it that way. Regular stuff, like regular things, don't necessarily cost you a whole lot.
Right.
So if you want crossbow bolts, how many? They're like
24.
24?
Yeah.
Okay. So essentially a gold piece will cover you.
Okay.
Easy. And included in that gold piece, you'll be covered for your rations as well.
Okay, so I got 40.
Because rations are like coppers. All right. So with that one
let's say
gold
I have
piece,
20 rations because I have a bag of holding and I don't have to worry about space.
sure, you bought 10 rations.
13.
Sure. Why not? I'm glad you told me how many you were buying.
Yeah, 13 rations for a total of 20, and then total of 40 crossbow bolts.
40 okay. Yeah, sure.
After buying
So they're
stuff.
not in a quiver, they're in the bag?
I don't know if I have a quiver.
You would for the original bolts before you had a bag.
All right, then I would just put this. Well, you know what? I could just bundle the spare bolts with like a piece of string or twine, and then just toss them in the bag, and then just replace them into the.
Yeah. Your
quiver
quiver
as
holds
needed.
20. Your quiver
Yeah.
holds 20.
Yeah, so the extra 20 are just bundled together and tossed in the bag.
Sure. That works.
Otherwise, I'd have to think about what I need.
Okay, cool. We'll come back to you.
All right, be right back.
Let's go Desdin.
Well, Desdin has to go to the bathroom, so
Sure. Let's go to the bathroom then. Do you guys want to go 10:30? We'll get through all the like town stuff. Or do you
I'm
want
okay
to
with
just
that.
stop at 10?
Oh no, I can go till 10:30. That's fine with me.
All right, let's make it quick. We'll make it like a quick 2-minuter, and then we'll be right back. Okay. All right. Welcome back, and we are proceeding on to what Desdin, after I rolled over all of my chords, would like to do while he is having his free day in the city of Erdrick. Desdin, you go to the Temple of Thanir, right in the upper ring. That was the plan.
Yep.
Okay, to seek the wisdom and knowledge therein. So you head to the upper ring after asking. Let's see how long it takes you to find the place. So would you make a quick investigation roll for me, please?
sure. Also, do I have my staff with me?
Yeah, you'd be walking with it.
Okay.
Investigation 16. Yeah, easy enough. So after asking around with various people in the area, you're able to find the Temple of Thanir rather quickly. It's in the upper ring. Not hard to find. It's a large kind of domed building with stone walls, very plain gray on the front. Nothing very ornamental except for the dome itself. The dome itself seems to be made out of almost either gold-plated or solid gold. So you approach and you walk up the steps, familiar steps to you. Most of the temples to Thanir are the same type of construction. The one from your homeland happened to have more steps, but it's a very similar walk up to the temple that you used to call home. You go to the inside and you see a couple monks within. Some doing various cleanings, some priests talking to different people from the city itself, maybe looking for knowledge or looking to use the library or things like that. And a young priest approached you and says,
Ah, yes, my lord. How may I help you?
I was gonna say, I'm hoping to use your library.
Ah, that's the library. Please, follow me. There, we do have a small daily fee of a couple of silver just to help us maintain the records. Will you be needing assistance in finding what you need, or are you just looking to browse?
I don't need anything else, actually. Thank you. And I turn and walk away.
Sir, your silver payment. I haven't even taken you to the library yet. Hello?
I just keep walking. I don't have any silver.
"Oh, all right," and he's gone. You have nothing on you?
No, I have no money.
Holy shit! Okay, yeah.
The money I had was spent on the guys in the cave.
Oh, that's right. The 5 gold passage because someone couldn't talk their way out of a paper bag.
No, someone couldn't roll their way out of a paper bag.
Do you want to try to convince him to let you in for free?
No.
You just leave.
Yeah.
Okay, sure. You're okay. What would you like to do?
I'm just gonna wander around and look at the city.
Oh, you're not looking for anything particular? Are you just wandering the
Not
upper
anymore.
ring, or do you go to
I'm
the
gonna
lower ring?
Investigate all of them.
Okay, sure.
Let the dwarf have his fun at the ox butt.
You don't want to go meet up with him there?
I could, I guess. I don't know why I would go there.
To see your dwarf friend, make sure he doesn't die.
I don't really owe him anything though.
It's up to you,
Except
man.
a friendship.
All
I'm
right,
giving
you.
you the
I'll go
opportunity
with
to
him.
participate.
I'll go with him.
That's what I'm doing.
I'll
so-
go to the ox butt and
The ox butt. So the Onyx Hole,
that one.
which is a bar in the lower ring of the city of Erdrick. The lower ring being essentially the slums of Erdrick itself. They lie outside of the main city walls, not surrounded by any walled anything in particular. Most of them seem to be temporary or ramshackle homes, lean-tos, things that aren't necessarily permanent. But some of the places nearer to the walls seem to have been in existence there for quite some time. One such of these places is the Onyx Hole. So McSwiggins, how do you find your way to the Onyx Hole? You only have a name.
Well, first on my way there, I assume the middle ring. If I can ask this out of character, I assume the middle ring is affordable.
The middle ring. So, you have the outer ring, the middle ring, the upper ring, and essentially the high ring, which is like all of the like high lords and stuff like that live up there. So yeah, the middle ring is quote unquote your working class,
Like your commoner.
Yeah.
Okay.
Stable homes, apartment complexes, or whatever. It's more of your industrial area.
Okay.
Okay, but it's definitely cleaner than the outside, the lowest ring, but it's your common area.
Okay. So I kind of am just taking my time walking down through straight in the middle ring. I want to keep my eye out for any armorers or any sort of just if there's any armor for sale or a blacksmith.
Sure. You as you walk down, you definitely pass through a couple different marketplaces. People trying to sell their wares, those selling clothing, or blacksmiths trying to sell, horseshoes, or in this case, sometimes goat shoes, depending on the large goats that sometimes pull carts around this area. Tanners or butchers hawking their wares. People trying to sell livestock of some different sorts, like chickens or birds that live in the area. People selling like various things like buttons and sewing equipment, or doilies, like random stuff. But yeah, of course, you walk by an armorer's place, a blacksmith, a weaponsmith, or at least a shop for a weaponsmith. You walk by one of those. The market in the middle ring is definitely the hustle and bustle of this city. So it's the heart of a lot of the selling that goes on that aren't export bound.
Okay. I want to stop into a armor shop.
Okay, sure. You want to stop into an armorer's?
Yeah.
Yep, hang on. Okay. Let me make sure Okay. So you stop into an armorer's shop with a name outside that says Dixon's Bromir's Armory. And you walk in, and there's some stands with some armor on them. Some are plates. Some look recognizable to the similar plate that the House of Erdrick wears. And then you see some various leather armors, some marked with what you would assume are house insignias or things like that, trying to cater to the various companies that are associated with the houses.
So, are there any? So, are those just the types of heavy armor they have available? They
just have stuff on display. You haven't actually discussed anything with anyone.
Okay. Also, quick side note out of character.
Yeah.
I am not busting your balls for once this, like, in every session. I know I bust your balls about this, but I genuinely need it. What is the name of the website? Because the link is no longer working.
Oh, is the link broken?
Yeah.
Oh my god, it is broken.
I was trying to look at it during Ignas's thing, and I forgot to say something because I didn't want to interrupt.
It's broken!
Oh, wow. It's not.
Wait, I'm sorry, it's not broken?
No, I mean, it is broken.
It's broken.
There.
Shit.
Oh, that's bad.
Game over.
Okay.
Okay, so in this case, ask me what you want to know, and I'll have to look it up for you.
I was gonna ask if
Damn, it's broken.
I was gonna ask what type of armor the spiked battle rager armor is.
It's full plate.
It is full plate. Okay.
Yep, it's full plate with some additions.
Okay. Yeah.
God, I can't believe that's broken. That sucks.
All right.
I'm gonna text my source to find out what the fuck.
Yeah.
So, out of character, I'll tell you right now, even with all the loot that we have, we cannot afford even base plate armor.
Well, anyway,
Maybe he rolls better than you.
want to talk
we
to
really don't have anything.
I'd like to talk to the shopkeeper.
Sure. Okay. So you approach a small female elf standing off to the side, looking at a long piece of metal, looking at the stamp that's on the side and kind of judging its weight and things like that. And you approach, and she says, "Yes, how may I help you?"
Hi, I was just looking at your armor's great craftsmanship. I was wondering, I was hearing of this style of armor that has kind of these spines on it, these spikes. Do you make anything of that sort, or do you know what province that sort of thing comes from?
She looks at you and she's like, "Spines on the armor? Not actually heard of that. It seems like it would get in the way of fighting."
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Why would you want spines on the armor?
It's just a craft that a style that I had heard of, and I had never seen it. I was curious.
I've not heard of it, but
do you think that sort of thing would be practical?
Well, in my experience, I find that even plate armor is impractical. It's very heavy, hard to move in.
I prefer to fight shirtless. No offense to your craft.
She kind of gives you this up down. She goes, "I see." And then she kind of shakes out of that and goes, "Well, I personally prefer leather, studded if I'm going to be really well armored. I always found that it's easier to draw a bow that way."
An archer, yeah.
But in my case, standard fare plate mail, we don't necessarily put spines on it. Include maybe some chain shirt underneath and definitely round the edges to make it glide against each other while you're swinging your... She looks towards your side. Axe.
Oh, I can appreciate that. No, I don't believe I've ever heard of this, or, quite frankly, I pride myself in my work, but I don't believe I've ever made it. And she kind of goes, but it's curious, and she turns and yells to the back, Zabramir, have you ever heard of spiked armor? And you hear a voice out from the back, I think I've heard of it. I think the orcs sometimes use that. Heard of them driving spikes into our boy's head once in a while. And she kind of looks back and she shrugs. She says, that's about all I know then. Zabromium seems to know a little bit more, but not in full plate. The orcs don't fight full plate. They have driven some spikes in our boys' heads, though. Gruesome stuff, that.
Yeah, it seems like an orcish thing.
If you could find me a picture or a drawing of some sort, maybe I could make it. I have full faith and confidence in my abilities to make good armor.
Yeah, it does seem like a orcish sort of thing, and with all these tribes around lately, I had heard tell of different, styles.
She kind of nods. She says, yes, that different tribes tend to have different things. Some cut out their own eyes, even. I mean, I've heard of that. It's insanity, if you ask me. I've heard rumor that they're mounting attacks to the north, but as long as my business stays good, I don't necessarily worry about it. The city stays strong and has never fallen before.
Yeah, well, I'm sorry, I don't believe I've gotten your name.
Oh, excuse me. My name is Dixa, and she hands out a nice grubby, grease and metal coated hand.
I kind of smirk at that and clap her hand. McSwiggins.
Pleasure, McSwiggins. From around here, are you? You don't have the accents of the dwarves from around.
No, I come from the mountains near or a little bit east of Sparrow's Crossing.
Oh. One of the tribes, then?
Yeah. Yes. I live in the mountains near the tribes.
You speak well for a tribesman. I suppose I haven't seen many of you, though, so that's... no offense, please.
Oh, no, not at all.
Oh.
But I must get going. But maybe I'll come back and we'll talk a little bit more about.
Of course.
Yeah.
It sounds like a very interesting project. I would like to take, but maybe if I.
Well, I'll try to work something out, and I'll be back.
Where, if you don't mind me asking, do you need help to get where you're going?
Yeah, I had actually heard of this this bar in the. Sorry, there's so many damn rings in your city. The lowest one, the Onyx Hole.
The Onyx Hole?
Yeah.
You want to go there?
Yeah, sounds like it should be fun.
She kind of looks around and looks at you conspiratorially.
I love that bar.
Well,
if you want to get into a scrape, that's the place to do it. I tell you what. And they don't really expect much from a small elf girl like me, but I've wielded a hammer a lot of my life. I can throw a punch or two.
How do you... Oh, I see. Wielded a hammer as in like a blacksmith hammer?
Yes.
Okay, I was about to be like, how do you go from a hammer to a bow? And then I remembered where I was, and I was like, I see.
It's all good. It makes sense in the long run.
They're so cute together.
I'll
Adorable.
you care to join
Dix
me?
has got a liking.
Maybe we can get into some trouble.
She looks at you. She's like, Mr. McSwiggins, it's the morning, right? I just arrived here.
That's no trouble. I brought some of my own.
She looks at you. She willing to share? She takes it, pops the top, and drinks it. What did you put in there?
I believe it was a scotch.
Oh, that's right, the Golden Eagle Scotch.
Yes, yeah.
Oh, she tastes it. She goes, "This is fantastic. Where did you get this? It tastes so well in this too."
Well, it's freshly acquired from, well,
Oh, sure, not so chatty now.
And she goes, "Don't worry, I have no interest in actually knowing where it came from. I just wanted to know the vintage. But it's delicious, thank you." And she hands it back to you. She goes, "It does sound tempting, but I know Zabromir would kill me if I left my post this morning. We have many orders to fill with the fighting happening in the north. There's always armor to make."
Oh, of course. But I'll maybe some other time then.
That would be nice.
All right. And I just kind of awkwardly smile, nod, and just kind of shuffle out.
Yeah.
And as I'm walking down the street, I look back, smile, and then I'm like, drink a big swig.
Sure. We get the like the movie post shot of like after you leave, and she kind of shakes her head and like looks down at the metal and like starts working on whatever she's doing. Gives a little smile about it. Yeah, sure. So you make your way down to the Onyx Hole, huh?
Yeah, and as I'm drinking and walking, I'm just kind of muttering to myself, "Spiked armor, damn vision."
Yeah. That makes sense. Visions can be tricky things, you know? Sure. So you make your way there. I'm making sure I have everything lined up that I want. So you make your way down through the upper ring and down to the lower. The lower, again, is loud, smelly, and packed full of people. Various different races, sizes, creeds, whatever. They are. It's an interesting area to say the least. So you proceed, and you don't necessarily know where you're going, right? You know the name of the place, but you don't really know how to find it, what to do there, or what you're doing, which is fine. But you, after asking a couple of people, go ahead and make an investigation check. I mean, had everyone else do this so far. Let's see how long it takes you to find the Onyx Hole. Oh boy!
Find that hole.
So as you make your way down through the middle ring to the lower, and then out into the slum area of the town. You occasionally get distracted by good music, inns on the side, and you walk in, maybe grab a tankard of something, and, it's early morning, and the night shift is just getting off, so some of the miners here are looking for a drink. The inns tend to stay busy in this area due to that. So you grab a couple drinks at maybe some nicer bars on the way down. And maybe you get distracted by some people hawking their wares, someone trying to sell you a magic ring of power to give you giant strength, and you continue outside. It takes you a couple hours to find the Onyx Hole, and as you come outside, it's odd. It's just looks like a latrine, to be honest, at the outside. The only reason you would know what it is because there's an old sign on the top that literally says Onyx Hole. Oh, well, you walk up to the door, you open it, and... well, shit, it's a hole in the ground. And there's stairs that go down.
That is new. I'll go down the stairs cautiously.
Sure. So you make your way down the stairs. The door swings shut behind you, and you come down the maybe 1 or 2 stories worth of steps, maybe a story and a half, right? Just enough to get you enough headroom from under the rock that is above you. And yeah, it's a full-on bar down here. Holy crap. It's kind of a shit show, though. The fire's roaring in the corner, which is nice because the nights have been chilly here in the morning light. It's still a little cold up here in the mountains. But you see, there's a woman behind the bar, and there's a couple patrons. It looks to be miners, maybe some city guards off their nightly watch. And yeah, you have found the Onyx Hole. It doesn't seem to be as raucous as you've been led to believe, but again, it's only midday now.
I'll just go straight up to the bar and take a seat.
Sure. So you take your little sit at the bar there, and you see behind the bar that's a human woman, and she's rubbing a mug. It's a little with a greasy rag. The mug becomes greasier, and she looks at you and you go, "What can I do you for?"
Whatever the ale you have there is.
I only ask out of politeness. We actually only have one thing. And she goes behind the
perfect.
bar and she goes to the tap and she opens it up. On the glass she was just holding / rubbing with whatever grease was actually in there. Fills it up to the brim. Real foamy on top. Not a very good pour. Slaps it down on the bar and says, "That'll be 1 copper."
And I'll reach out and hand her a copper.
"Thank you kindly." And she goes back and she grabs another glass from under the bar and starts rubbing it again. "Just let me know if you need anything. We don't really serve any food here, and, well, our normal patrons don't seem to come until later in the night. After the day shift gets off, you know. But there's a couple interesting characters here, if you feel like striking up a conversation. Myself, you can call me Frinny. I'm the bartender here. Don't really have much else except for this swill behind me."
All right. Thank you, Fernie. I'll take a sip and what's around the room? What characters are around the room?
So you take a sip. It is swill. It's either been watered down or something else. It's not necessarily tasty, but what you can taste is the alcohol. And you know, after, well, maybe 6 of these glasses, you'll probably be feeling something pretty good. Doesn't mean it has to taste good, but copper apiece, kind of a steal in this town. So you look around the room, Frinny behind the bar. It's just, she's just cleaning, rubbing down the bar with her greasy rag or whatever. You see another man seated at the end of the bar from you, human male, middle-aged, looks dusty from a mine maybe, kind of muttering into his cup, doesn't seem to be very receptive to anything that's going on. You see a couple off-duty guards behind you at a table. Definitely more clean cut. Make a perception check for me. Okay. You see well enough that they do have some sort of insignia on their chest, but you can't quite make it out. You don't necessarily know what it is, but you can tell they're associated with some group. You're not necessarily sure. You look to the other corner and you see an older man, a long white beard, long hair, tied behind in a ponytail, also white. Seems to be strumming on a lute while sitting in a rocking chair next to the raging fire that's down there. He's not very good, but I guess it's music. He doesn't seem to be playing for anyone in particular, but he's there. You see another couple commoners, again, dusty from maybe the mine. A little bit happier. There's 3 of them. They seem to be talking something. Maybe shop, maybe the mine. You can't really tell. And then there's a lone person kind of sitting in the corner of the room, hood up, drawn close over them. It's kind of the cloak is it seems to change colors every time you look at it. It's interesting. You're not necessarily sure what that's made out of, but your eyes seem to kind of slide off of it every time you look at it.
I turn to the nearest person and I say, I kind of nod at the person with the cloak, and I'm just like, "What do you make of that? What do you think that's made out of?"
You're asking the guy at the bar?
Yeah, the nearest patron.
So he's kind of at he's maybe 6 stools away from you on the bar, right? He's the one that was muttering into his cup. Right? And you ask him, what do you think that's made of? What do you make of that?
Yeah.
He looks up and he goes, Hey, you what? Dwarf? Making me work in the mines all day? Fuck off. Kind of turns back to his drink.
All right. Didn't want to talk to you anyway. Just sipping, thinking about the armor and the blacksmith.
Sure, yeah.
And then Ginny? Frinny, nailed it.
Yeah.
Sorry.
It's all good. I made it up, so luckily I wrote it down.
I say, sorry, are there any pawn shops in the area?
Pawn shops, you mean buy, sell, trade?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. People do that on the road. I mean, probably get better prices up in the middle town, but...
I think so.
Down here, people will buy anything. If you got coin, and they'll sell anything. Kinda actually want to be careful. I'm gonna be honest here.
What is that?
I mean, well, you're outside the city walls. Not a whole lot of law down here. All of these districts are owned by the various companies, and... Well, some are better than others, but I pay the dues, so they let us exist.
Yeah, well, let's just say where I'm from, I'm outside the walls, so I think I'm okay.
City boy I didn't take you for.
Oh no. When I say outside the walls, I mean way outside the walls.
Oh, you're mountain folk.
Ah. A while since we've had one of your kind in here. Most of them that come here never leave. They join up with a couple of their folks down here, and apparently they know each other from wherever. Take to the mines, and... Oh, well, then we never see them again. They're up in the high city.
High city. Didn't know mining fetched such honor.
It's not honor. It's cash.
You
can always buy your way up the ranks. But it's just as easy to fall back down, to be honest.
Yeah.
Seen a couple come back, gambling debts.
Where do you suppose the nearest buy-sell trade is?
To here?
Yeah.
Down the road.
All right.
Talk to John.
John.
I try to tell you where he is, but... kind of moves around a little bit. Doesn't like, buy, sell, trade. He doesn't like to get caught anywhere. I would try to find the place where the gods aren't. But
Gods aren't.
I had to guess. Maybe just south of here. He's in his normal spot.
All right.
Out of here, 3 roads down. Take a left. He'll look like a little creepy type, but he's, got an okay heart.
All right. Yeah, I know a creepy little type with an okay heart myself.
Don't we all?
All right. I'll be back. I'll give her another copper tip thing.
Keep handing those out, and you're welcome anytime.
Yeah, well,
Pleasure
that's
to
for the
meet
info.
you, my lord.
McSwiggins.
Those are rather fine to be down here, my lord.
Oh, they're not.
You might want to change out of those, or you might get robbed.
And then I'll
Just saying.
kind of tear the shirt in half.
Oh my.
Yeah.
Well, we are kind of a no shirt, no shoes, no shirt establishment here. I mean, even us down here, we have some propriety.
And I kind of awkwardly try to tie it together.
She reaches behind the bar and pulls out some twine. It takes a dagger out from her belt, and she goes,
No, we can't be too safe.
and then it cuts off the twine there and hands it to you and says,
Just sew it up a little bit.
Thank you.
yeah. So you tie it together. It doesn't look pretty, but it's tied together.
Yeah. So yeah, I want to go and try and find that John guy.
Yeah, sure. Okay, so you exit the establishment there,
Yep.
and you take your right, walk down 3 streets, easy enough. Take a left,
Mhm.
walk down that street. Make a perception check for me, please. Oh boy. Well, you don't see any small creepy types.
I'm good at things.
You don't see much of anything. Kind of every street kind of looks the same, run down shithole. Shit. Where's the bar? God damn it. Where are you? You just took a left, but that road is gone. Eh.
I gotta stop drinking. Or start drinking more. And take a sip of my flask.
You hear a voice beside you. Hey there, lad. What's in that flask?
I turn to see where the voice is coming from.
See a guy kind of posted up on the side of the wall there. You don't know how you missed him.
Huh. Scotch.
Scott, that fine ass stuff down here.
Yeah, you want
Shit.
some?
All we get is that swill from Frinny's place.
Oh yeah, I just had some of that. That's something.
Quality stuff, eh?
Oh yeah, yeah.
I'm shitting with you. Shit. But we can pay for it.
Yeah. Exactly. That's all you can ask for.
Get you drunk.
Yep.
So,
You want a swig?
Yeah.
There you go.
He takes a flask and takes a deep swig. Kind of swishes it around and goes, and he swallows it and goes, oh, that's nice. He takes another swig. Oh, that's real nice. You might need some more of that soon. I
Yeah.
might have emptied that.
That's all right.
well, that's all well and good. What are you doing down here, milord? Did you steal those clothes? Bit ripped up.
It's all right. We all steal shit down
Dude.
here.
Given to me, you know.
Given. Yeah, I know that story.
Yeah.
My brother gave me his head.
Well,
That's what you get for stealing my goods.
that's why you don't steal. Or at least you don't get caught.
That's better. We always steal. Shit, I
Exactly.
stole this morning. See this pocket watch? I made my way up to the hotel. Fetched me a pretty price down the road there, but John,
Oh, yeah. Where, I have a few things myself. Would you, help me out find John?
here, there, everywhere.
I don't know. Do you really need to see John?
You know what? And he whistles. And another man walks out from the alley that's beside him. And he says, what you want?
Man's looking for John.
Yes. Well, I found him. What's up? What do you need?
I got a few items I heard you might be interested in.
We'll see about that. Show me.
And then, I
And
show
he looks
him.
over to his companion. He says, this better be worth my time.
Do you have access to my character sheet? Because they're all in the bio.
Indeed, I do.
Under treasure.
Under treasure. Bio and info. Yes, I do have that. I wonder if I can open these so people can see it. on the show. That would be nice, wouldn't it? McSwiggins. Character sheet. Bio. Ah, indeed. It is visible if small.
That's what she said.
That's awful.
Da-da-da-da-da-da.
All right. Yeah, I see it. What's up? What are you doing?
So I open up my bag and I ask him what some of this stuff is worth, or how much is he willing to pay for it.
Looks at you and goes, "For you? Shit. Give it to me."
Yeah, okay. I close up the bag real
The
quick.
fuck you think you're doing? Asking me what I think they're worth. I'm fucking buying them off you. I'm going to tell you nothing. Fucking might as well steal them off you. Get Devin here to do it for me. Devin, the guy you were talking to that took a couple swigs, says, "Oh, let's be honest. Yeah, I mean, he gave me lots of his nice scotch. I'm going to be honest here. He's right stand-up guy in my eyes."
See? Stand-up guy.
So John looks at you again. He's, "What you want?"
Money.
For what?
For the
You idiot.
goddamn items.
What do you hand him? Hand him a physical item.
The cloak.
A cloak?
There's a
Fine
cloak?
cloth cloak. Yeah. So you hand him a fine cloth cloak. He takes it out and he looks at it and goes, "I gave you 5 for it.
5 what?
Gold pieces, you nit.
All right.
It's clearly stolen goods. Stamped right in here. It's embroidered. Now, what do you think I gotta do to try to sell this shit in here when it's supposed to be going out there? Did you get this off of a caravan?
It's not important.
You know what? I forget I asked. It's going to take me almost double to get it out of here. At least leg work. 5.
Easier to go to the damn middle circle. I thought you were supposed to be good.
I'm the best, which is why you're here. You want stolen shit sold from this city, in this city.
Can I make some sort of a check to see if he is see if it's as hard as he says it is, like if he's deceiving me?
Insight check.
Insight.
Which I would love you guys to make more of. Insight check's the bomb. An 11. He's not hiding it too much. He's obviously fleecing you a little bit. But it is stolen goods. It's going to take him a little bit of legwork to get done in here.
Yeah. And then I also hand him the gloves and the mirror. And I say, "So, what about these?"
5 for the pair.
The pair
Is this even real silver?
I don't know.
Or just silvered? He takes out a little, like definitely a busted up little looking glass and takes a look at it. Ain't real. 5 for the pair.
The pair of gloves?
The mirror and the gloves is his intention.
Yeah, fine. That's fair. So 10 for all 3.
Aye.
All right. There you go.
He hands you 10 gold pieces and he takes it.
Neat.
Pleasure. Is that all?
Sure.
Get out my sight. And he turns around and walks away.
I look at the other guy and I'm like, nice guy.
Yeah, he's the best. I mean, to be fair, I'll be seeing some of that gold in my pocket soon.
Well, In that case, I feel a little better about this.
Yeah. We each have our ways to make money.
Yep.
Mine just happens to be a little less savory than some other stuff.
Mm.
But good on you. Thanks for sharing. I'm going to have to ask you to leave, though.
Will do.
All right. So you attempt to find your way back to the black hole or the onyx hole?
Yeah.
All right, cool. That's where we're going to call it. We're definitely over time, but we thought we were going to do that a little bit tonight.
Cool.
Trying to get some of that city stuff out of the way. So hopefully you guys enjoyed that a little bit. A lot of role play stuff today. Literally zero combat. But don't be afraid. That shit's coming. And again, apply the 500 experience points to your characters. We will discuss level 4s over the next week. If you have any questions, please do bring them up with me. I will be going over your level 4s, making sure there's nothing busted as fuck. And then we'll have, I mean, as far as I know, we're playing next Wednesday. So
Yep, that's my intention.
hopefully Latana's here. Latana will also receive his 500 for completing the quest. He did show up. He was called away. He has his own side quest that he is on. It's fine. We'll figure it out.
We're not mad.
And yeah, that's the show. So we'll do some couple shout outs here. Let's start with Rel there at the top. Or wow, that's not even Rel's picture. How did that even happen? You know what? I can't even do it correctly. It's fine. Rel, where can they find you at? Where can the people find you?
Well, if my absurdly poor dice rolling and convincing skills didn't completely turn you off, you can find me at youtube.com/relplays, also on Twitch at twitch.tv/relplays, and on Twitter at relletsplay.
Excellent. Mr. McSwiggins, Rob, let me know. Where can I find your ass?
Welcome to the end of the game. My name is Rob. I'm from Bonus Stage Heroes. I'm on YouTube at youtube.com/bonus stage heroes. That's Spotsy. That's my cat.
The cat's name is Spotsy?
Okay, it's Ashley's cat, Spots Patricia Grace Alexander.
No, it's fine.
Or some shit. I don't know.
Spotsy's good.
Spotsy, yeah.
Do Spotsy.
It's fucking
Just do
much.
Spotsy.
Dude.
It's fine. It's fine.
So
Yeah.
I'm Rob. Bonus Stage Heroes, YouTube. Check them out. Check them out. Check me out. Pretty swell.
Cool. TheCouchBum. Let me know where you can find you.
You can find me mostly at twitch.tv/TheCouchBum. You can also find me on YouTube at youtube.com/TheCouchBum and on Twitter at TheCouchBumJ. That is the letter J.
Excellent. And I am your DM. I am Joel. You can find me on YouTube at Runaway Robot, on Twitter at Runaway Robot YT, on Twitch at Runaway Robot Gaming, because Runaway Robot's already taken. That's bullshit. And you can see my website, runawayrobot.tv, where all schedules and archived games and stuff like this is all posted. And thank you guys for coming out and hanging out. It was a great time. So I think that's where we'll wrap up the show. And thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Bye.